Hey guys, today's podcast is being brought to you by Squarespace. I'm sure that more than a few of you have already got some new piece of work or a business that you're getting ready to launch in the new year. So with that, you surely need a website. You need your online representation, and Squarespace has got you covered. They'll let you showcase your work, blog, or publish content, even sell products and services if that's your thing. In just a few simple clicks, you don't have to worry about having a janky, toenail-looking ass website, because Squarespace makes it so simple with world-class designers and beautiful templates already ready for you to go to have a website that is sexy and probably Michelle Obama approved. So just go to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Let them know that we sent you, and let's move on.
Hey guys, today's episode is also brought to you by Form. Form is ready to revolutionize how you love and care for your hair. They're the first end-to-end system designed to make hair care simple, delivering uncompromised performance without sacrificing the health of your hair. I've been using them for a few months now, and I am just so impressed with the results. I love Form so much. You can try them out by going to formbeauty.com/read to get 10% off and free shipping on your first purchase and a free Form mini when you spend over $50. Get personal with Form and the Read, and let's start the show.
This is a very, very easy one.
So it's definitely not then. All right, let's just hear it.
Let me finish the quote.
I'm going to close the computer, so I definitely am not cheating.
Just let me finish the quote.
Okay.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Now, there's no way that you don't know that.
I'm so glad, because I do know. That is Matilda.
Thank God. And I really went for like the basic quote too. I could have dug deeper than that.
I'm so glad you didn't. Thank you for showing a little bit of mercy for fucking once. What a great movie that is.
I really wanted to go into Amanda.
Shout out to Mara Wilson.
No, not Amanda. What was the little girl's name? Who got her ass flung over that goddamn fence?
Ooh,
damn it.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but her mama was a twit, and that's all I know.
I remember loving that movie. I really, really did.
It's really
I need to
good.
watch that one again. Mrs. Trunchbull was just misunderstood.
I mean, that's how I always felt. Personally, I'm like,
if I had to be around a bunch of badass kids all day, how would I act?
She said something in the movie like, why does it take kids so long to grow up? They do it just to annoy me. Damn, I wish I could remember that. I haven't seen it in so long. But I was just like, yes.
It makes sense.
That makes sense.
I'm going to go back and watch that.
Anyway, guys, welcome back to The Read. I am Lavender.
And I am Simone Sanders.
All right. So, plenty to unpack here. First of all, let's start with Black excellence. How should I do this? Got a couple places to cover. Okay, well.
Okay, you got a few
first
options.
Portion of the Black excellence is just going to go to all of the Black people, specifically Black women in Alabama, who decided that yesterday wasn't going to be the day. Not for Roy Moore, anyway.
Not for Roy Moore, goddammit.
I just appreciate you. We've appreciated Black women many times on this podcast, but just, for once again showing up and showing out.
Overrepresented for our demographic. Like, if white people showed up the way we did, Roy Moore would have won without it even being a question.
And that brings me to what I really wanted to say here. I know a lot of y'all, because I had, a nice glass of red wine. I mean, I was already drinking it, but I decided to turn it into celebratory wine. And a lot of y'all, niggas that read all of the books in the public library were like, the real work begins now. Why are you celebrating? Look at all of the white people that voted for a pedophile. And yes, America blows, but can fuck,
we have to take our joy where we can get it.
My God, please. So I brought wine.
Oh wow,
of the sparkling kind.
Oh, that's fun. What brand is that? That's so weird because I brought this Maker's Mark.
I don't know.
For the same celebratory reason.
But it says Cordon Negro. So
oh,
I feel
well,
like
nigga, I'm drinking that. What?
That is this is appropriate for what we're doing today.
Cordon, isn't cordon chicken? Isn't that what that means?
That's what I thought. Because cordon
bleu is like a weird chicken, right?
Right, but like with cheese or something?
Oh, maybe we were wrong about that.
Ham?
This says a cordon is a line or circle of police or soldiers preventing access to...
Oh, it's definitely not that today. It ain't that today.
Okay. Well, who cares? Let's just
call it Bama Negro.
Is it... Never mind, I was about to make a Beyonce reference, but there's plenty to talk about as far as she's concerned also. With
Happy birthday to that album.
Yes, also, as well, to that album.
And to her knowing who you are.
Yes, it changed my life. It really did. So every year on this day, I just take some time to myself, reflect. Of course, I play self-titled. I watch self-titled. I think about what it means to me.
It's fantastic that you can just watch it as a film on its birthday.
And you know, and I felt that way about it from the beginning. And then she really did that with Lemonade. Like took the visual to like a film thing, whereas self-titled was definitely more of like individual videos, you know, for this. But I still watched it like a story, which of course it was.
Yes,
that's what Beyonce was trying to tell us anyway. Like this nigga is garbage.
Right,
it is what it is. Like I love him. I'm so sorry, but like
Lemonade's when she took the do-rag off.
Fuck your waves, nigga.
This is what we're doing tonight.
But yeah. Anyway, shout out to Beyonce for being the life changer that she is,
and shout out to, you know, all the Negroes celebrating this white man who has done great things.
Which white man?
Doug Jones.
Oh, okay. Yes, Doug Jones. I forgot we were so happy. The thing is, like, man, the political conversation is so deep, and I am glad about Doug Jones because Doug Jones is the one who prosecuted the KKK for blowing up that church. And Doug Jones and actually made the fucking effort to reach out to black voters in Alabama, going to Tuscaloosa and Selma and Mobile, and like making sure he went to places where people are not used to maybe politicians like actually giving a fuck about them. Whereas Roy Moore just was like, I'm a Republican in Alabama, I'm going to win. And just felt no need to like go down and talk to people about their issues or economic anxiety, which is what white people like to act like their real thing is. But you know, a lot of this was just, Roy Moore could not have been a worse candidate. He could not have been a worse candidate.
You wouldn't guess. I mean, you wouldn't guess just landing on planet Earth and looking at them results of those polls.
I know, but when you look at the two men, even though they are both white men, you look at them both and you're like, how is this even a fucking choice?
Right, exactly.
But that's how I felt about Hillary and Donald. And we see how that,
very true
out. So the fact that a Democrat won, period, which I think is the first time in 25 years, 27 years that a Democrat has taken a Senate seat out of Alabama. The fact that a Democrat won at all, I think, just goes to show how, first of all, it's a testimony to black people and how we are never with the shits. And no, white people, we did not save America or even save Alabama. We saved our fucking selves because we are going to vote in our best interest, unlike y'all.
Right.
So sorry to point that out. But just like, goddamn, could he have been worse? Racist, homophobic, like xenophobic, a fucking idiot, felt like Muslim people can't serve in office. Like, he never said, you know, America was better back in slavery days because the families were together. And all this is just like, my nigga. It couldn't have been worse for the Republicans, and they did it to themselves. So,
well, on that note,
ha.
All right. Ooh. I mean, it's just a little bit. Whatever.
She's a spiller.
That's just, we can take care of that.
No, somebody will bring in a towel.
I'm gonna vape anyway, so it's gonna smell more like weed than champagne.
If you should have just told me we was having a party, nigga, I would have rolled up.
I mean, yeah, we're celebrating.
I'm gonna taste this.
So, also on the Black Excellence menu today, Michael Shea is the new head writer for Saturday Night Live. Congratulations to him. He's fucking hilarious.
Ridiculous, though.
Not first black.
Right.
First non-white head writer.
First person of color, SNL.
Period. In 42 of them years.
That is so sad. Now, if it turned around all of a sudden it's consistently good, and consistently funny.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Right.
Like,
Because I love everything Michael Che says on SNL cracks me up. I love his weekend updates, everything. He's one of the main reasons to watch. So if all of a sudden more of these skits and sketches are like consistently funny, I will not be surprised.
Serena Williams just got a building at Nike named after her, their headquarters.
True.
Apparently we're like, I think 2 athletes and maybe like a coach. I don't remember how to say the coach's last name.
I literally just saw the headline about Serena and let it go.
Because that's where it matters. Serena Williams, the Nike headquarters in, I think it's Beaverton, Oregon.
Is that that makes sense because I bet that's a real cheap piece of land.
Right. So now there is a building. She's like a Nike spokesperson, I believe.
Isn't Serena an everybody spokesperson?
I mean, yes, that's true. Like,
I feel like she
Nike,
has so many endorsements, right?
Like Delta,
some special sports bra that keeps your titties strapped down. Chase,
everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
But if you're going to work in Beaverton, hit up that Serena building.
Take pictures in front of it,
because
like we would do.
Sooner than later, little Olympia's coming in there and she's wrecking shit. She's coming in there, she's directing. So get that bullshit out of your cubicle. What the fuck do you think this is?
Oh.
Also, last but not least, let me make sure that I've got these.
Look at all these black
right.
excellencies.
Congratulations to, I believe this is Ayrton Little, who was just accepted to Harvard at 16.
Oh, yes.
I believe this is his brother, Alex Little, who was accepted to Stanford. And
wow, shut the fuck up.
Brendan, I want to say Gautier, was accepted to Cornell. So shout out to young black men going and doing Ivy things, no poison. You're excellent. You're black. You're awesome. The world's your fucking oyster. No matter what white people tell you.
There's a 17-year-old black boy. I want to say he's Afro-Latino. I'm not totally sure. But his name is Angel Gomez, and he just signed with Man United. It's a professional soccer team.
I feel like I heard about this.
You know, I know soccer outside of America is like a very big deal. And so this is mostly on
soccer outside of America is called football.
Right, but
if somebody's gonna say it.
Yeah, I know they are. I know they are, and it's fine. But for me, where I am in my life and just how I am, football is a different. It's not that sport, but it's fine. This little boy is 17. He was born the year I graduated from high school. So shout out to me for being elderly. But yeah, he is playing professional soccer at this point in his life. So look at these young black kids doing amazing, big things. John Boyega brought his whole family to the premiere of Star Wars.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. They are so excited. Like since the first one, his friends and family have been hyper than hype.
I love it.
And I love it more than
Amy in the blue suit, she's me.
Right.
The one who came in the blue satin and the white heels. Like, I came to fuck it up.
Hello, girls. Red carpet tees.
I love it. Go Blacks. I'm rooting for everybody black.
Oh, I got you a gift.
What? No, you didn't. Shut up. This is a real gift.
I think somebody tagged us in it. I got one for me too. I think Etsy.
It's a bath mat?
Yeah.
Well, it matches my bathroom already. No way!
Yeah. So y'all can't see it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a bath mat and it's black and it's garnet.
It's Garnet's head.
It's Garnet's head. You know that Garnet has the big rectangle black hair. So
I mean,
most of the
whoever's idea this was.
I'm trying to describe it for the people, but it's like mostly Garnet's hair and then her face is center bottom. Oh yeah. No, I definitely will. Oh, this is going in the private bathroom, not the public one, because niggas don't get to step on this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Wow. I don't know where I got it from before y'all ask. Etsy maybe. I'm sure if you Google Garnet bath mat, you'll find it.
Oh my God, my nigga. Thank you so much.
So this week in Hot Tops and Keisha Lance Bottoms. Now you guys let me know the last week that I missed an opportunity there and you were right. So I'm taking it this week. Let me actually have my first swig.
Yeah, your sparkling wine is cute. That's cute.
You know, I got it from like their little Whole Foods winery. I still do Whole Foods when I can, you know, especially now that you get like discounts with Amazon and teas like that.
That's true. You do. A little bit,
like,
not too much.
I'm old now, so let's go look at the wine and
don't sleep on Trader Joe's wine shop though.
Oh yeah, you know what? I've actually been in Trader Joe's wine shop before as well. Like they keep it real.
I wish the one on 72nd Street had a wine shop location, like right next to like the one at Union Square does, because I can't stand going down to Union Square.
Because nobody has time to do all that.
No, them kids are musty.
Nobody.
All the time. But yeah.
All right, so this is not one of those weeks where I go through a barrel of dry shit and just don't know what. I mean, there's plenty to cover.
You care about these people this week?
I wouldn't say care, but there's like, there are things happening.
Please tell me we're going to talk about Drea.
First up today is, so Phaedra Parks was stopped by the TMZ, when asked, about, you know, how she feels being, I was going to say unemployed, but
okay.
She has jobs. No longer being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right, main job.
She said, I have no desire to... Let's play it.
Will you ever go back on the show?
You know what? I have no desire to. I mean, I've turned the page. I love being happy. I love being drama-free.
This is in the airport. Like, she's literally in front of Sky Priority. She said her kids are happy, she's enjoying life, and she said that being on reality TV really made her sick sometimes. Probably not as sick as you would be if somebody accused you of being a rapist.
Right,
but
you know.
If you like it, honey, I despise it. But she's also...
You talking like it was your decision to not be on reality TV.
Yeah, like, that's comfortable.
Had Andy not said, oh, hey, girl, you're fired, you would be on now
on there
with the rest of them on vacation, throwing drinks and making fun of Kim Zolciak.
We still wouldn't know what's going on behind that top lip.
And it would just, so Phaedra need to stop acting like it was her decision and she just had to fly above all the mess and the drama and do what was best for her and her kids. Bitch, you got fired.
You got fired.
Omarosa ass
and
bitch.
Pace yourself. We're getting there. You know, Phaedra works for Wilhelmina now.
Oh, God.
She's officially a Wilhelmina model.
Yeah, me too.
So, Phaedra, you know.
I'm waiting. It sounds like you're trying to say something nice.
All right. So also today the Brat.
What?
The Brat.
Yeah, but what?
Today we're going to talk about the Brat. Apparently, so you remember when she busted that girl, that cheerleader in the face with a hypnotic bottle or something,
yes,
and went to jail forever?
Mm-hmm.
And then the government told her that she had to pay the cheerleader, how many of them things? $6.4 million.
Oh, no. Oh, maybe because we were trying to figure out why all of a sudden she was doing a bunch of shows or trying to get booked for shows or doing Pride. What was she?
I don't remember. She was doing some things.
This is fuzzy. Yeah.
And we were like, oh, right. You owe somebody
a lot of money.
2 planets and a moon.
But how you go put out a judgment for way more than anybody could? Not trying to be rude because I don't have $6.4 million either, but
war as hell.
Does the Brat have $6.4 million to even give to somebody?
Guess not, because she hasn't been paying. Oh. According to documents that have allegedly been filed in California, there's a screenshot here. So she hasn't paid this woman anything, apparently. And so now, due to interest on the judgment, they've raised... Of course. It's gone from being 6.4 million to now being 7.8 million.
Oh, just like the IRS. Damn.
Except you have to give it to some other bitch who's going to be wearing it in Dubai.
If she ever gets it.
Right.
It's not looking good for that either.
Like, what do you do?
Damn. I mean, but you gotta pay. That's the thing. You gotta pay something on that shit. Like, send that bitch $20 a month if that's all you have, but you can't just be like, oh, never mind. There ain't no judgment against me. I don't owe you nothing.
Apparently, since the cheerleader registered this judgment in California, she can go after the Brat's assets and property. So she's getting her money one way or the next, which I guess just teaches you not to hit bitches in the face with bottles. But more interesting than the Brat and her financial issues, did you know that she apparently dated Kirk Frost?
Shut the fuck up.
So when I was Googling for more information about this,
You need to quit playing.
I ran across a story. This is from back in the summer. And she said on her show Next to Portia that, one time, I guess before Kirk was married to Rashida,
What?
that he saw her out somewhere and gave her $2,100 bills with his name and number on each of them and told her to call him. So I'm thinking that she was going to end this story with how she was like, nah, nigga, you're actually barking up the wrong tree, but we can go and bag these hoes together. And actually what she said is that she
Right.
got like, what kind of cars? Apparently she like called him and like went out with him, like called him the next
No
day,
way.
went out with him and got like a Lincoln Navigator or some sort of truck out of dating Kirk Frost. So I was surprised that Kirk Frost actually had money to give to bitches prior to like being married to Rashida
So you've
and
been
being on TV.
but is this prior to being married to Rashida or prior
She
to
said
knowing
this is
her?
she said before he was married to her.
Damn.
So I don't
I'm like, so you giving out $2,000 of Rashida's money?
for her to go and buy straps.
Are my eyes broken? When is Kirk Frost fine? Was he ever fine?
I mean, I guess when he's just giving out $2,000 to studs in the club.
But for you to lay down your dyking ass burdens and go lay up with Kirk Frost, he needs to be fine as hell. And I don't understand that at all. Just $2,000 that you should have went and spent on your bitches.
Or saved so you could pay this cheerleader.
Oh, well, $2,000 ain't but a drop in the bucket of what you owe that little girl now. You just gonna have to move out your house because I feel like the cheerleader's about to go take the house. This is going to be her house.
She should ask for a raise.
Whom should ask for a raise? I feel like that's probably not correct grammar, but still, you are not finna do this. You are not. No, what else happened?
So, let's talk about Omarosa. Omarosa, Manny Fresh,
Manigault.
Manogo.
What a sweet story.
Man,
this
I'll
is.
go. Manny will go.
Man, you the fuck up out of here now.
So the delicious and delightful April Ryan tweeted
A true role model.
the phone. This is what she tweeted, and this is where I side. I'm hearing from several sources there was a lot of drama at the White House last night, and it wasn't about the Alabama election. #fired. Stay tuned. Well, I love how this is that she's clearly taking glee in it, but
Yeah.
she's so like grown and professional that she's not, she's
being
keeping
professional
it cute.
about it. This is per my sources.
Right.
But she's like thrilled.
Like having a blast.
Right.
I heard there was drama and she was escorted out of the building and off the campus, she being Omarosa. Sources say General Kelly did the firing, and Omarosa is alleged to have acted very vulgar and cursed a lot,
favorite part.
and said she helped elect President Trump, which...
Bitch, did you? Because we did not vote for that nigga.
Not like your job was to get us to, and you failed.
didn't.
Right?
And not once have you managed to get us for anything since. Every time Republicans run for office and Trump endorses this nigga, he loses. And not only does he lose, but he certainly loses the black vote. Like, you're not bringing in the niggers like you were supposed to. And you weren't ever going to do that.
Hence, you eating the lawn like jazz. According to multiple sources, Omarosa did not resign. She was even escorted out of the building and off campus. And she tweeted, okay, the White House still contends Omarosa signed a resignation letter.
Of course she
But General
did.
Kelly kicked her out with high drama, with the minister offering vulgarities and curse words as she was escorted. So...
Wow.
they told her your nigger time is up. And honestly, you didn't do nothing but get one of the real R&B divas to come in here in a very odd skirt.
I need them to leak that
That is all.
security footage. I need to see Omarosa cussing General Kelly out.
want it.
I need it so bad.
I don't care if Vivid Entertainment or whoever has to pick it
Whoever
up.
has
I'll
it. I don't
buy
care.
it.
Right,
I
please.
don't care.
Did you see Angela Rye on CNN?
Yes, I was getting there. But madam, what a gift. And
Oh, cousin Angela.
I'm just so glad that our podcasts are sisters and I can say that to people. What an inspiration. That woman sat right on top of CNN and said, I know that y'all are too professional and great. Y'all are too good for this. But for me, I'm just paid. She blasted out
did.
laughter.
She did.
And April was like, now, she's
Now-
now Angela,
I
I don't take delight in people's demise. Angela was like, I don't take delight in her demise either. I wish her the best, but she literally,
So Angela, she
and genuinely cracked up.
She did.
On
Twice.
CNN
She did.
multiple times. And the gag about it was that all of them are laughing too and trying not to. Because it was a real feeling. Like,
oh no, Holly or whatever her name is, she was just putting the paper up, cracking.
Yeah.
She was like, I know this is like a Negro moment, and like y'all are laughing blackly, but this is still funny as fuck.
It's peaky to me, so I'm just gonna cover my face up.
So yeah,
and
Simone and Miss April are like, come on now, girl.
No,
but
girl.
Angela
was like, no, girl.
Bitch is funny.
That's why I'm the little sister.
Yes, you ain't never been with the community. That's
you don't have
right.
to do any of that.
Angela didn't lie though. Omarosa ain't never been one of us. You are literally just a colored woman. That's it. You ain't never really been down for the community in any real way. And you were never going to represent us in a way that most of us prefer to be represented. So we are not going to shed no tears over your ass being fired. I want to see the fucking video.
Please, I know it exists. There's
me the
no
video.
way that it doesn't exist.
Oh man. Because when you do clownery.
If she took off one of her pumps and just chucked it. Oh God.
The Secret Service said they wasn't involved with that.
Oh please. It's secret. Like what?
I don't think that's what that means.
She was over somebody's shoulder. Like they literally just planted her on a shoulder.
Man.
Like fucking Jerry Springer or something. And I want to see it.
Love it. What amazing news this morning.
Speaking of niggas who have been hating on the community and been in the upside down ever since, Stacey Dash is pissed at her cousin. Apparently, Dame Dash is working on some movie called Honor Up. And so, like, the poster or cover, I don't know what you would call it, for the film came out. I thought this was a joke or Photoshop that somebody did. Apparently, people are taking it seriously. But on this photo, there is Dame Dash, Cameron, and then Stacey Dash with, like, some twists and a bun or something. Like, I don't know what.
Yeah, that picture confused me also. I don't know what happened there.
Another part of the reason why I felt like this was fake is because of the order of the names. Like, it's like Stacey and then Damon and then Cameron, but it says Damon Dash, Cameron, Stacey Dash. Like, who designed this? And then it says from executive producer Kanye West.
Yeah, I'm wondering how old this is then, because that doesn't make any sense.
But he's the one who posted it, Dame Dash. This is really happening. Honor Up in theaters February. Which theaters? The Magic Johnson?
Right, that's what I'm saying. For all these people to have been involved with it, and for Stacey Dash to have done something Negro on purpose, I feel like it must have been taped a long time ago.
That's what I'm guessing, because real Stacey Dash on Twitter said, "I'm sorry that my cousin Damon Dash is using our family relationship to advertise his movie. I have no written contract with him or Kanye West's company, who I have no dealings with at all. No one is authorized to use my name or photograph for Honor Up."
Are you sure about that? Because if that was the case, I think it would be something that you would automatically let your lawyers handle. Like, they don't get to just, first of all, who got this picture of you looking like, I've never seen Stacey Dash in this outfit before, this hair.
I've never seen this.
Nothing. It looks in line with what everybody else in the poster is wearing. And you don't get to just stick somebody's likeness and name on a movie poster if they haven't actually agreed to be in the movie. So it sounds like maybe this is something she did a long time ago, and now she regrets being that black and
That's
wants
what
to
I'm
take
guessing.
it back. Yeah.
Furthermore, I'm sorry that my cousin Damon Dash is using our family relationship to advertise his movie. I'm sorry too, because that would definitely stop me from seeing it. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I had no intention on going anyway, with or without you.
Man.
But him using your likeness, if you don't want us to see it, helps.
But didn't you sign? But girl, did you sign off on agreeing to be in the movie? Did you do that? You do that? It's simple.
It's his cousin in the movie and they niggas, so probably not. But
fuck Stacey Dash, man.
I mean,
she really fell off.
I hope that they put it out and she's in it, like playing like a recovering drug
a hood
addict
rat,
or something,
a
just
crack
terrible,
mother or something.
so that Fox News or whoever can post it and she can cry.
Remember when she came from Maxine Waters after Black Girls Rock? Let's see, she's trash. Called her a media buffoon. A buffoon, bitch? You need to choose your words a little bit more carefully. Because wasn't you over here shuffling and jiving on Fox News? Wasn't you doing this the exact same? Weren't you literally just a mixed Omarosa? I feel like that was her.
Yeah.
Until Fox told her black ass to go.
Yeah.
So you really just, words matter. But
actually, Omarosa had like an actual job.
Did she
in the
though?
White
What
House.
that's another thing.
I mean,
What
she
the
was
fuck
actually
did she do?
she was allowed to go in to work there. Like she was permitted at one point to actually, I guess, touch the building.
But we still don't know what her actual. I feel like it literally had to be Negro liaison because nobody ever knew.
I'm
what
sure
she
that her
did.
office was just like a desk with like Simon and Candyland on top of it and like Connect Four, Guess Who. Just they're like, here, just sit in here and, you know,
The stuff I
play
read.
your little games.
The stuff I read said Omarosa would call Trump 5 or 6 times a day because she wanted a cabinet position. And General Kelly was just tired of her asking over and over for a better job because they had no intention of giving it to her. And so she had to go.
It's like, what the fuck did you honestly think?
What? You're already in the fucking
Like,
White House.
you're here for whatever reason.
As unqualified as you and everyone else in this bitch is.
All of it. Like, can you not
You're
just
still
sit
here.
down? Like, what is it? You really think that you have like white
Just sat
privilege?
there and ate your food, but you did not do that.
Like they're not giving it out. Like,
This isn't, you don't get to, and just because he brought you along, again, sis, in case you did not know, solely to get the niggas involved. That is the only reason. Does not mean all of a sudden you are on their level and they gonna welcome you with open arms into like the inner circle of white bullshit. You're not getting a seat at the table.
just proves you can be educated and dumb as fuck.
It really does. Well, Omarosa is smart, right?
I don't know if I would say smart. That's, you can, I mean,
Sorry.
I think that Omarosa has an education.
She is educated, right? I think she was a lawyer or something before she went on.
I believe so.
What was her first
The
reality
Apprentice?
show? It was The Apprentice?
T.
No. Oh,
That's how we know who she is.
I thought it was something on VH1.
No.
Oh, girl. Okay. Well, fuck the
I mean,
both
that's
of them.
why they're such great friends. So he was like, niggas I know, niggers I know, niggers I know. Is
Who would be
Omarosa
willing to
still
throw
here?
their whole future away from me?
I mean, because she did it before.
Even
So-
Steve Harvey had one meeting with that nigga and was like, okay, I can't do this. But
can't do this
damn.
anymore.
Oh well, not shedding no tears over them bitches.
What else do we got here? Oh, somebody else that's black I'm not shedding no fucking tears over. R. Kelly got robbed.
I'm Angela.
So R. Kelly says that people close to him snatched all of the shit out of his 2 ATL homes. I'm guessing this is while his ass was out of fucking town. But they stripped the fucking walls bare. When I tell you that they left that nigga in there with maybe some plastic silverware and like a ballpoint pen,
Man.
that nigga like came home
Looking like an open house.
stripped. Okay.
Damn.
So he claims that this happened with people he's known for 25, 30 years. Something like, this is why you don't let people close to you. People you're known for X, Y, like, okay, you know people over the age of 25 and 30?
Right. Is there anybody in your life you've known for a long time? Because I thought most of them girls were like 19.
What I love the most about this photograph, on his Instagram page, like he posted all of the, I guess, evidence and stuff. I'm hoping this is at least in a police report.
Who is
but
following R. Kelly
Instagram
on
gets first
Instagram?
dibs.
Wow.
You know, aunts with
A
very
million
great
people
judgment.
are following R. Kelly on Instagram. Wow.
So the thing that, so I don't know if this is like a basketball court in his house or whatever, but I'm assuming it is because there's a basketball painted on the wall and a hoop.
Okay.
But it also looks like it could be like a place where they do keynotes. I don't understand. But it looked like he had like a mini Jumbotron up on the ceiling here and there
Lord.
just to be extra and real niggerish and rich. When I tell you, like, they snatched the TVs out of all 4 corners
Wow.
like nothing but the fucking the
Yeah,
mounts.
you had to have been gone for days because you can't just do that. Like, you got to get a team in there to unhook all them TVs.
I mean, I guess he was in one of his other little girl labyrinths somewhere else in the fucking country. But he came back to Atlanta and they said, no more, nigga, you gonna do it right.
And you know what? I love it. This is just the tip of what R. Kelly deserves.
And bitch, if you're saying this nigga you've known for 25, 30 years, that implies that you know who did it. So
Right. So
go
after
get
them.
your
Right.
stuff.
It's still illegal. Like, you can still file a police report.
Stop trying to get sympathy from us. We don't like you. Well, I don't. We don't.
Right. No, as a collective, we don't fuck with that nigga in any capacity. So,
Good
girl,
riddance.
I'm glad they took your things. I hope your freedom is next.
I wish they could have dug the literal house out of the ground and strapped it.
I wish it would have came back to a lot.
Like, honest, a ditch.
With a little sign in the dirt that said, "Hi."
Just a crater in the earth is what you should have come home to.
One day, man.
Just sidewalk.
One day. Ugh.
I mean, just take your money and just go. Be glad that
you've been getting away with preying on young girls for your whole career. Why won't you just take your money and sit down? Why do the rest of us have to be involved? Why are you on social media? You know what? Probably to find new girls. So
that's where little girls are.
Let me not. That's exactly where they at. Trying to be grown on Instagram. So sad, but not surprising. Wait, what?
Remy Ma said on Ebro in the AM, when I came home, it was nothing. It was tumbleweeds blowing through as far as female artists in rap is concerned. This is the quote that has riled up some of the girls.
Okay.
Now, what they were discussing was Remy was actually saying that she has noticed way more women in hip hop who have been like seriously spitting like bars. That is like the context in which this statement came from, I guess. So while, yes, it had to have been shade to one person in particular that we all know she fucking hates, and I'm sure the feeling's fucking mutual. For me, it seemed as what she was saying here was that I contributed to girls taking their lyrics more seriously or going harder with this pen game. Which I agree with actually in one way or the next. I do feel like Remy Ma, not necessarily just coming home, because I remember Remy Ma got out of prison and took a smooth break. And I was like, cool girl, you know, have your like, your
enjoy being outside,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
and your
do
all that,
chopped cheeses,
unlimited
and shit like
access
that.
to dick and all that. Yeah,
all of that. Like, take your breaks.
Enjoy it.
You were in for 7 years.
Get you a new song in, all that.
Whatever it takes. I do think though that once she actually did start, like, she put the Plato Plomo album out, and once the whole weird tension with Nicki started, and then Sheether, I think that even a Nicki Minaj was looking at that pen like, okay, let me
do better than
these bitches.
Because Sheether was that shit.
Sheether was. Like, you could be mad at it all you fucking want to and say she didn't write it or whatever. Sheether was like, it was what it fucking was. And since then, you cannot tell me that Nicki Minaj ain't tightened up in a couple of ways. Not just in like verses. I have enjoyed, besides Rake It Up, I don't care what the fuck none of y'all say. Like, that China thing didn't do nothing for me. But the majority of her verses I've heard this year.
She rhymed China 7 times. It's not. But I still go off.
No, it's like still a good song for a bop. But almost anybody could say that in rap these days. Nicki Minaj to me is one of the few people who's like, half the time, not even, way more than half the time, I don't even care about who else is on the fucking song. Because she's always doing a feature with somebody and making their songs hot. I don't give a fuck about, like, Ella be like, oh God, what is the song that just came out? She for Keeps? It's not even a Nicki Minaj song. It's on like a what do you call it? Compilation album or one of those types of things. And it's her and Quavo. Quavo done took up half the song doing this weird sing off key shit. And I'm just like, Jesus, just get like, we don't even, you know, we're not here for you. Like, where is Nicki Minaj? So,
wow.
I think that lyrically, I've been way more impressed with all of these verses she's been putting out. She's been reaching out to other girls in a rap way more. Oh, hey, Trina, I remember you. Oh, hey, Azealia Banks, keep your head up, stop being wild. Oh, hey, all these other bitches. Anyway, so not even just Nicki Minaj, but I think that the way that people have been just dissecting lyrics from women has been a little bit more intense just since the conversation of Remy Ma versus Nicki Minaj. That's just my personal opinion, and I think that's what she was trying to say.
But motorsport, though.
What about it?
Watch your man, then you should watch your mouth. Bitches is pressed, administer mouth to mouth. Like, she's not... when I listen to motorsport, I fast forward to like 1:40 or whenever Cardi's part comes in, and then as soon as it's done, I turn it right off. Because
that's fair.
I would... You pay more attention to Nicki's lyrics than I do, so I'm going to take your word for this. But from the things I've heard, I can't say that I've heard this lyrical improvement. I'm not a fan of rappers rhyming the same word.
I think that Nicki has always had the capability to make a crazy verse. I think that she is just comfortable in being the number one top bitch, that it took someone else like putting out a sheet there for her to be like, oh, okay, so now y'all want to act like I can't rap? Okay, let me remind you what time it fucking is. And I think that for me anyway, as a fan of rap specifically from the woman, I just feel like she's been a bit sharper than she may have been when she was more comfortable.
Okay.
And we can act like Remy Ma ain't got nothing to do with that all we want to, but you heard the song. Either way, Nicki Minaj has been doing the right thing for most of this year, past No Frauds, which was also terrible to me.
Really bad.
Which is just being rich and pretty and putting out work. And I think that she's good at that. She's rich, she's pretty, and she's been putting out consistent work. Like, she didn't even have to say anything to anybody because you're always going to hear Nicki Minaj's voice because she's on everybody's fucking song. And that's how the fuck you do it. Either way, the person who was pissed is not her. It is obviously Azealia Banks. Here's what she had to say. Oh, I'm not going to read this thesis.
Wow. I did not know we were going to talk about this.
This is angry. And basically, just to, like, sum it up, she says that Remy Ma hasn't done anything for hip hop or for female rap, that she doesn't take her art seriously, she's not an art girl, she's an auntie ass bitch, and that she needs to leave Nicki Minaj alone because gun clapping and beef is not cute or something like that. But like, think of it like really, really angry and like aggressive.
It was, right. That's pretty much what it was.
So then as Remy Ma responded on Instagram and said, "Ayo, I know you ain't talking about me. You been on my dick. You love my style." And then posted like a million text messages between the two of them. And in most of these text messages, it is just Azealia Banks
texting her over and over,
talking about, you know, not being able to get booked and how frustrated she is with her career. And then she's also talking shit about Nicki Minaj. This is prior to her apologizing to Nicki Minaj. Just a whole bunch of back and forth stuff. And Remy Ma is calling her crazy to her iMessage.
Yeah.
And so this just ended up being like a petty. I mean, really, I feel like there isn't much of a discussion here because to discuss Azealia Banks versus blank is to talk about some shit we've talked about before. I feel like it's the same thing. Nobody said anything directly to her, so I don't feel like she needed to say anything to anybody. You just got a new deal. You just got a movie that came out. I don't understand why invite mess to you? But again, we've talked about it before. For me, I would just say, again, it frustrates me because I feel like this holds back everybody. Like all of the women in hip hop, because like you look at all of these niggas that are talentless, that pass you by all of the fucking time. And not only that, but they support one another. Fabulous and Jadakiss just put a record out. T Grizzly and what's his name, Lil Durk just put out a fucking record. Metro Boomin and Big Sean just put a fucking record out. Like these niggas work together all the time. Offset and 21 Savage just put a record out. Like, they collaborate all of the time to the point where sometimes it's just like, what are they doing albums together for? Like,
right. They collaborate to the point where you're like, okay, why are you collaborating?
It'll be 8 niggas on one song. Thanks, DJ Khaled. No problem. And maybe 1.5 of them niggas can rap. And you're talking about women like a lot. Remy Ma's talented. I feel like Azealia Banks is fucking talented.
But Azealia Banks reached into her ass for this. She didn't have to start.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Like, I wish it wasn't like this, but Azealia keeps making it like this.
I just don't understand how she does not get it. Like, girl, like nobody said anything to you.
Right.
Specifically,
nobody
you know what I
was
mean?
talking about you.
You could have even texted anything in your life and been like, the fuck is this bitch talking about? Who does she help? Like, not me. Like, well, she didn't even text me back. Like, you could have been like, anything like that. Like, why invite the mess to your thing? And then even when she responded to you and Remy got on live and was playing like voice memos and shit that she said to her, saying faggot 18 times and all this other shit. Like, even after that, she posted one thing and was like, I'm done. I haven't heard her say anything about Azealia Banks in days. And she's still talking about, I don't have beef curtains today. like
that was so weird.
That was like,
why are you texting bitches about the pussy you want? Why? What? Why? You are not friends like Okay. Maybe
Anyhow.
it's just me, but I saw a lot of people upset with Remy for having the nerve to like expose Azealia, I guess. But to me, it's like, had you not come for her in the first place, none of this would have ever happened. Remy was reacting to the shit that you brought her into. Like, you, Azealia, made this about you and then turned it into like a direct diss on Remy and calling her auntie rap and all this other stuff, which you can have your feelings about it. But if you take a good look at the charts or who's been popping over the past couple of years, it's no comparison between Azealia and Remy Ma. So had you left her alone in the first place, none of us would have ever known about your pussy surgeries and the fact that you know, are struggling with bills and nobody cares about you and that nigga RZA lied on you and all that. It's just, you could have just not done this.
I don't get it.
You could have just not.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, not even just with her, it annoys me just so much all of the time when I see, I just feel like it affects the way that the industry and consumers look at female rappers, and so many of them are so fucking dope. I just saw Dreezy.
Oh, she's fun.
She had like a freestyle or something, I want to say, with LA Leakers. I just saw it on Instagram today. Crazy. Like, that girl is nuts. All of these girls, and it's just weird the way that the female rap game is set up. But like, this entire situation, when you what it boils down to is nothing. Like, there's nothing here. She went on the radio and said whatever about when I came home, this is what I felt about what was going on or whatever. And now it's turning into who has beef curtains and who don't, and you poor, and bitch you ugly, and nobody wants to see Papoose fucking you, and all of this other stuff. Nicki Minaj ain't saying nothing to nobody, but she's involved. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's dumb. This helps nobody. And in fact, I feel like it hurts everyone. But
it sucks because so few women are allowed to be taken seriously in rap anyway.
Exactly.
So to see this is like,
and
really,
they're all
Azealia,
from New York.
When are you gonna not? When is Azealia just gonna not?
I will always be here for her music and her art form, and whenever you can put it out,
I shall not.
I will, hopefully be there to support it. Granted, she doesn't say, I don't know, Barack Obama should kill himself or something stupid. I don't know. But I'm probably in the severe minority of people who can do that. Most people are not going to spend their hard-earned money on supporting you when they don't like you. And I don't understand what's complicated about that.
Right. I mean, you will always have your diehard fans who are just like, or the people who are like, I will overlook her ridiculous antics because this music is everything to me. But that gray area of people who rock with you based off your personality or like on the condition that you don't shit on other black girls for no reason are just going to write you off entirely. And you can't be mad at that.
And many people have made the argument that, oh, well, this nigga's out here supporting rappers that are rapists and rappers that are like killers and pedophiles and all this type of stuff too. And I'm like, that's true. I can't tell you when I've spent any money on those people, but
we all have that choice.
Right. It doesn't change the fact
people can do that.
People are going to spend their money on what they want to spend it on. And odds are, if they don't like you or they always hearing something negative or crazy or dumb about you, whether they can admit that your work is dope or not, they're not going to buy it. Or like, if you just want to make a song, then you can always make a song. All you really need is an iPhone, bitch. Like, you can always make like money or no money, a little bit of money, a whole lot of bit of money. Like, you can always find a way to sing or rap in some form if you just enjoy the art form. But if you're talking about leaning on the art form to get you through life, pay your bills, and all of the other stuff that you're sad about, like, people are going to have to want to invest their money on you. That's not even just fans. It's labels, movie production, everybody.
Right,
like, nobody's going to spend their money on you if they don't like you or if they're not going to get a return on their money.
Of course.
Just, like, that's not the world.
Of course. And my thing with Azealia, aside from the awful music that I don't like, is that she you just know I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't care. Everybody's like, listen to 212. Listen to...
I don't know. But see, that's people who don't know you. Like, I would never tell you to listen to 212 because I know that you don't like that kind of music.
But like, she came for Sky Jackson. I can't get over that. She told a 13, 14-year-old girl, like, hurry up and step your titties up or something.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. You have every Right.
Right.
As someone who does not know that bitch.
Yes.
Or even seem to care about her music, to be like,
At all.
why would I ever
Right.
support you or give a fuck about what you're talking about?
Right.
Like, you have offended me here,
Yes.
and here. Why would I do
Personally,
that?
and with like music and all that stuff. Like it's just no coming back for me and Azealia. But I don't begrudge anybody listening to her music because you can do that. Like, we all have that choice, but you can't be pissed when people choose to just not fuck with you.
I just don't like, I really want for more of these women just in general to come and just step on the spinal cords of some of these weird short dread having ass niggas, because I'm just tired of, like, rap is just so, like, weird right now.
Definitely is.
It's just like so strange. I know, like, a lot of hip hop fans feel one way or the next about that whole conversation of mumble rap versus this and that and the third or whatever. Like, I just want to hear good shit. I want to hear dope shit. I want to hear talented people. And yes, I can get down to, like, the crazy beat with the nigga who I don't know what the fuck he's saying because it just feels good too. But when I see all of these people who can rap, whether they're female, male, young, old, or whatever, that are overlooked, and then all of the petty bullshit is what is always, like, being discussed, and then you invite that to your life, not just Azealia Banks, everybody.
Anybody.
It's like,
What the fuck am I
it's
supposed
just
to do? Right.
fucking frustrating. I want to see so many of these people win, and they won't. Especially you, Azealia Banks.
It really sucks when you've supported somebody from the underground times when nobody gave a fuck about them, and then they find a little mainstream success or a little crossover success, and then they just decide to shit the bed and be like, I know I was really dope and put out all this great music and you loved me for like 7 or 8 years, but now that I've made it, I'm just going to be a shithead. And I think maybe a lot of her fans feel that way. I definitely saw Azealia Banks rise to some levels that I never thought she would reach, but then she got in her own way, and it's been nothing but downhill since then. So best of luck to her, though. Seems like she's going through some tough times, so hope you feel better, girl.
Last but not least,
my favorite, I've been waiting literally a week for this. I know it's Drea. I know it is.
So, you may remember, what was it, 2011, Drea Michele, however you say it, she got in trouble with the law.
So good.
Because, this is actually terrible, her son, I think it's Nico?
Is that how you say it?
It's K-N-I-K-O, so I'm gonna assume that the N is silent.
Why is there a K at the beginning?
I mean, I'm gonna assume that the K is silent. You know, niggas. But
Nico? Like,
it might be Nico, yeah. It has to be. It can't be Nico.
I mean, it's not Nico.
It's Nico.
What if it's Nico?
Shut up.
I'm sorry. You gotta get through it.
So, yeah, like, the child, she was out or whatever, really late. The child called 911 at 2 a.m. talking about, I'm home alone. My mama left me here with nothing but Marie calendars. I can't reach the microwave. I'm like, can somebody just, like, order me a pizza, whatever. So since then, Drea Michele has been, it's not funny. This is real. It's child endangerment.
It's funny because that baby's okay. It would have been, it's not funny if something would have happened.
Is he?
But the image of somebody's child being like, so listen, she left here in her fashion over 3 hours ago. I don't know where she's at. But if somebody could just call Pizza Hut. No, I'm sorry. This isn't even the funny part.
So that was then. This is, well, now it's not much different. All right, listen. So here's what happened.
Ask Drea.
Drea volunteered this information, and I want you to take this with you for the entirety of what I'm about to tell you.
Remember that.
Like, the whole portion of this story. I want you to keep in mind that she told us this on purpose. All right, so she posted, like, I think this is like a screenshot of text between her and her son, but I'll read you the story first. This is the caption of the Instagram. Dre says, let's discuss this. Nico has this 4-minute speech he has to memorize and recite. Fine. Splendid. Now his teacher is requiring me to sign papers every day saying he's read the speech 5 times out loud and stuff. Over thanks giving break. I want you to understand that thanks and giving are two different words here.
There's a space there.
This applies. We'll get there. Over Thanksgiving break, I had to sign 18 times, and now it's still every day. Whew. Here's my point. I'm all for helping my child with his homework, but at this point, she has him harassing me with this speech. I don't want to hear it no more. I'm hearing it 2 times a day for a month straight. I'm a finna memorize it. Not to mention the topic is about how American history isn't present as much in college education. 5 sleeping emojis. So you can imagine what a snooze this thing is. I mean, you could actually turn it into like a really healthy conversation, but anyway. Last night, he asked me to sign and I said no. Tell your teacher I'm done with this. And now today he doesn't get points because I don't want to sign it. It's not my damn homework, but it feels like it. What y'all think?
I hate her, man. What the fuck?
So I want you to know that the kicker for me was what y'all think. Like that,
absolutely.
For me, took my breath. Like, can you keep up?
Asked me.
She told me this story.
Yes. And then asked for my opinion on it.
And then asked me and the rest of the niggas on the internet how we feel about it. My negress. Let me tell you something.
Drea, girl.
And then the text message in the picture from the son. This is what the son says.
This is the fucking kicker right here.
Mom, are you for real? I didn't get a note card. Now I'm not getting those points. And she says, SMH, I'm going to write a rude note. Should I write what I really want to say? Because we can take it there. Sweetie, missed opportunities.
I hate birds. I really do.
I was honestly going to say that maybe it's difficult for her to sign the paper because the way that talons are set up. Like birds, you know, it's
difficult to grasp.
You can't really
small
grab a
cylinders.
pen.
No, it's true. But see, with talons, you can just scratch your name into the paper.
True.
It should not be that hard.
You have feathers. All you need is ink.
You just take one right on out your back ditch.
Just pluck it.
And sign it because you got to be one shit mother. Now, it's one thing to be annoyed by your child.
And I hate judging people. Like, I won't be quick to judge parents, especially mamas.
Wow, what a shithole that looks like.
But.
And they are annoying as fuck.
Yes.
Helping them with their homework can be tedious and also annoying as fuck.
But
what you do not do is let your child's grades suffer because you don't want to sign a paper because you're tired of the teacher making him recite it.
I don't want to hear none of y'all. Before you get to type in faster than Sonic the Hedgehog runs. Keep your Sonic feet.
That nigga Sonic.
Before you start telling me, oh, well, you don't have kids.
Just don't understand.
And I don't want to hear that
right,
bullshit.
I don't understand.
I don't. I'm real confused.
Right.
I'm real lost.
Damn right. Because what my mama would have never done was been like, okay, well, I'll just let your grades suffer then.
Let me just have you like, what?
Bitch.
Like, what? Never once in my academic life have I ever lost a point because of my mama.
Okay, not because of my mama.
That was never gonna happen.
Never.
Ever.
If anything, it was because I didn't have her sign whatever it was she was supposed. And then when she find out I missed points, she gonna beat my ass because that was my fault. And why didn't I take this to her? So
and that's if that's the only ass whooping I get.
You know,
because my daddy got 2 hands too.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
That's just the beginning of the pain I'm about to experience because I played myself. I don't understand how Drea was like, let me tell the world this story of how I am just going to neglect my son's scholastic achievements. The real shade is that the teacher probably has concerns about Nico's ability to memorize this speech because otherwise, why is he reciting it twice a day for a whole damn month, girl? And why do you have to sign on it over and over? But what any truly concerned parent would do if they are so tired of this speech is reach out to the teacher. Almost all of them have email addresses now. They have office hours.
My nigga.
You can go up to that school. You can call that lady. You can talk to the principal, the administration. You can go to the school board if you that pissed.
Like one of the first things that you do, like day 1 in the school year, they give you the syllabus or whatever, and usually it'll have some form of information of where
he's
you
a grade school child.
But regardless, even if she was like a mystery, Carmen Sandiego, nobody ever sees her outside of school. Like, you can be like, first of all, let us just talk about what is required.
Okay.
Because I can think of many times throughout my life in school where my parents had to stay up in the middle of the night, help me with actual homework, science projects, essays, whatever, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, God.
You know
Don't
what I
get
mean?
me started on science fair projects. My daddy was obsessed. Oh,
No, I really
night.
I liked science a lot, and I liked my science. I liked the projects and stuff.
I
like
liked science fair projects, but my dad was an actual scientist.
Right.
So he was, that nigga double majored in chemistry.
Volcano.
And math.
I will beat your ass.
He was like, no, we're going to write your hypothesis this way. We're going to do it like this. And then my mom would be like, can you let the girl, can she just build something out of baking soda? Does it have to be?
What's the problem? No.
My daddy's like, you're going to prove all this bullshit, you know? And I won the science fair. I won grand prize, but at what cost? At what cost? Up all night proving how water evaporates and all this, but recreating the water cycle and shit.
I don't even remember.
Building clouds.
I remember like my last science fair project had something to do with like static electricity and.
Oh yeah, I've done one of those. That's a popular one because everybody's uncle got a carpet sample in the garage. You just go cut a piece off and rub it.
Okay.
I had this whole thing, but me and my daddy set up like this water tower where at the end a light was coming on. It was so extra.
Like nobody needs this.
But see, now I understand that even though those times felt miserable to me and I was like so tired and just wanted to go to bed and did not want to have to give that much of a fuck. What my father was saying is, as your father, I care about your education. And I can see that science is not your strong suit. So,
also, you black as hell. So
you're gonna
be like
have to be better.
20 times better than everybody
Right. You're actually gonna have to be better than everybody else.
Let's just remember that.
So let's just focus on that now. Like my parents would have never, it's one thing to just be like, oh girl, you on your own with that homework or whatever, because I can't do that shit.
Right. Because let's talk about when we were trying to figure out what X was. That's when your parents be like, look, like calculators here. All right, there's the encyclopedia. You have the internet now. Well, I did in algebra.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know why you asking me these questions. You want
my
us to look
daddy
it up
was
together?
a math whiz, so he just got pissed that I was so much dumber than he was. He would just be like, how are you not getting this? How are you so dumb?
My grandmother was the one who could fuck up math. She was the one who would get really frustrated, and there was no electricity in terms of figuring out the answer to anything. You had a piece of a paper and you had a pencil. Preferably number 2, but whatever had lead in it and got the job done is what we needed. And you're going to use the brain that God gave you to figure out these answers because algebra existed before computers.
Right. And my daddy would, when you major in chemistry and physics and then go to law school and then you have a daughter like me who's just like, I like books.
Right.
Then it's like, I don't know what to do with her. But at least I can see now that like what he was trying to do was help propel me forward to do my best in life. And Drea is shooting her own child in the foot. That's what's disgusting about this. Not that she was annoyed with the speech, because I'm sure you are annoyed with the speech.
It sounded annoying.
And when Easter time came around, not that I was doing this for a grade, but my grandma always picked out them long ass 20 stanza long speeches for me because she knew I could memorize them. And my mama would have me in the house repeating it over and over and over. And I know she didn't want to hear it every time, but I wasn't about to go up to St. John's and embarrass my grandma in front of that whole congregation. Now was I.
Right.
So you do what you have to do for the good of your children. That's parenting, taking a bunch of L's personally for the good of your baby. And Drea just seems to be like,
all you literally had to do was sign a piece of paper. Like, how long does it take for you to scribble your signature on something? And if you were just, okay, first of all, shout out to, what is it, Fat Kids Deals or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Fat Kids Deals.
There's, one of the things I thought of was like, I'm sure you can go on like Amazon or something and get one of those stamps and just
A
put
signature
your signature
stamp.
and just be like, nigga, the stamp is over there. You know what to do. I don't even want to hear about this anymore.
Right. How does she not already have one?
But like, if you are so, through this caption, I can tell that who you are pissed at is not your son, but the teacher. So if you are fed up, why not just sign the thing and say, tell your teacher when you turn this in that she and I need to have words.
Right.
Tell her to call me. If I don't get the call, I will be reaching out to her. I will send her an email or I will come down to the school because I never want to hear about this fucking speech ever again. This will be the last time. Let her know that I said it. Matter of fact, pass me one of them notepads real quick and I'll write her a note my motherfucking self.
Yes.
She can see the signature.
Yes.
Like, what are you talking
It's
about?
that simple. Like, contact the teacher. Your son is the one losing points here. Like, talking about, it's not my homework. Well, bitch, it's your damn baby's homework. What the fuck are you talking about? What can we do to get you to give a fuck, Drea? And then go get on Twitter talking about going to Miami tomorrow.
Art Basel, are you nuts? What the fuck? Sistren.
Oh, shout out to Baller Alert for putting me on blast and taking screenshots.
I did see that.
Oh, well, you're not one to talk because I just saw you on Baller Alert's Instagram.
The fuck are you talking about? I didn't do anything to anybody.
So Charlamagne posted about...
Right. No, I really thought...
Charlamagne posted about Duchess coming to Breakfast Club, and you wrote, and I quote, "Why is Marsha Ambrosius there?"
Well, I thought she looked a little Marshish. Like, that's not my fault.
Well, you're on Baller Alert right now, my nigga, if you want to go look at it.
Hell.
Yeah. So I had a lot of birds in my mentions on Instagram all day long talking about Drea this and Drea sis. I don't care because there's no excuse for this. Of course, kids are annoying, bitch. Nobody's arguing that. But you're not going to tell me that it is okay for a parent to sacrifice their kid's grade when all you could do is just contact the fucking teacher.
This really reminded me of, like, my grandmother. My grades were slipping, and I'm talking about into maybe like B's and C's. I had to go stay with my grandmother who lived a block away. Because she has taught probably since she came out the womb, she probably had like a pencil in her hands or a ruler or something. So it was no games at grandmama's house. And she took like the agenda or workbook, whatever the school
your
gives
planner
you. Yeah,
thing?
your little planner. Mm-hmm. And she was like, so what you were going to do is you were going to take this piece of book into the school every day. You're going to write what your work assignment was in class that day and what your homework is for each class, and your teacher has to sign it. So not only did I have homework that I brought home from me and my grandma, my grandma sent homework back to the school for the teachers too. Involved.
Yes.
Like, get this nigga an education.
Parenting.
Set him up to win.
Right.
What? And just the whole nonchalant attitude of, girl, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care what happens. It's just like, how does your kid not inherit
and
that?
you are telling us this. Why are you telling us this?
He's angrier than you are. He said, Ma, for real, Ma? Like, damn.
So you just gonna let me fail, bitch? That's what he should have said. First Marie Callender's and now this. Oh, God.
I just can't.
It just makes me really grateful that I had the kind of mama who, as soon as summer came, was like, all right, bitches, if you thought it was playtime, it's not. Go get your daddy's typewriter because you about to learn how to type. You about to be doing this, and this. A little summer school sounds good. Just we make sure you're on top of that. Like, my mama never took her foot off our necks. And I honestly thought that was what the overwhelming majority of parents did. But here go Drea being like, fuck his grade. How you say fuck your own kid's grades, though? It's his grade, bitch. It's his grade.
I just don't understand how, if nothing else, she didn't just sign it and tell her I'm not signing this
Tell the teacher to call me. Right. Tell the teacher to call me. Period. If no matter what problems my mama had with my teachers, and she had more than her fair share over the years.
Hello?
She would have never put me in a position to have my grade compromised. Never. That is my fucking scholastic achievement.
Would have shown, I would have came to the class without the damn signature sign because my mama would have walked into the do you have your signature for your speech?
No.
And you would have just heard the door open. Actually, I have it. If you could step outside for me really quick, I would love to have a conversation. Like,
my mom would be like, do I need to come to a school and just sit in your classes with you?
Like, do you know that you're allowed to go to the school?
It's your baby, girl. It's your baby.
Do you know
go
that?
up there.
You can contact the teachers.
You're
allowed
right up
to.
There. At any time of day, you can go up there and tell the receptionist, I need to talk to somebody about what my son is experiencing in class. And the school has an obligation to tend to that. But no, this bitch has to get ready for Art Basel. She has to get her swimsuits ready. You know, priorities in this bitch.
We were writing essays every day of summer.
For the fucking hell of it.
Because my grandmama could make us. What were we going to say? No, grandma, we're on break. We shan't be writing an essay.
I'm going to break your ass if you don't sit down and write that essay. How does that sound to you?
Plus, the logic was fucking flawless. How long does it take you to write 5 paragraphs minimum out of 24 hours that's in the day? You write this essay, I will grade it. If it's up to par, then you can go and watch all of the Teenage Mutant Spider Girls or whatever the shit like.
And if not, that's your decision.
My grandma used to call SpongeBob SquarePants, damn it, what did she say? Bob Squeeze. Oh my God. Squeeze. I miss her so much.
I love that.
She was just like, Bob Squeeze can wait. Like, write this. Like every day was something
Right.
different. We were always working. Like I
Something.
don't
Always.
So when I see things like this, like when it's just like a signature, I'm thinking of all of the things that not just my mama or
man.
daddy, but just like
all the
aunts,
adults
uncles,
in my
like
life,
everybody.
right. All of them, all my mama's brothers,
Family,
and sisters.
friends came to the house like, so how's school?
All
What
the
is-
time.
What?
All the time. What you doing up there? What you studying? Oh, really?
Okay.
Where your homework at? Just being adults who care about, the upbringing of a child. It is,
And I still ain't shit.
it's
But
crazy to me.
no
Despite their
one-
best efforts, they tried.
They
I'm
tried.
garbage, but
That
they
is
tried.
my fault.
Right.
Okay.
I took all that good upbringing and said, fuck that.
Fuck it
About to
for
be
life.
trash. But that's not their fault.
That's not their. They did what they had to.
And Nico it breaks my heart to think of a child having to beg his mama to like care about his grades.
And proofread her captions.
Okay, because I'm a fan of
Who is signing her paper?
Thanksgiving is one word, girl.
What? And it's always been.
It's a holiday. It's just that one. Drea, you did it to yourself. The fact that you put it on Instagram and then asked for bitches to give their opinions.
What y'all think?
You tried it. You really did. I had to tell her fans, I don't know why y'all mad at me. Your girl asked for feedback.
People really jumped into my mentions and was like, but you don't understand. Like, it's not her homework.
But that's her. It's nothing you can say that will make ignoring your baby's grade okay. It is nothing.
There are a lot of better things you could do with your time than try to convince me that you have an argument here.
Right. And
Because
I'm
you
usually
don't.
on parents' side because kids are annoying as fuck.
They are annoying, and I'm sure that being
Such a
a
pain
parent
in the
is
ass.
just like taxing.
You just spend all your money on these little shitheads who don't appreciate you. They eat up all your food.
And then they
run up
turn
all your
12 and start
bills.
calling you bitches.
Right.
Like,
Then they want to get hormones and start jacking off all over your house and staying out late and lying to you.
Big Mouth.
I can't watch Big Mouth.
It is.
It's too much.
so
I can't see animated
much.
children talking about puberty. It creeps me
The
out.
last line in the series kind of addresses it because it's funny, but a lot of the time throughout it, I was like, this is like, it's a cartoon and everything, but
It creeps me out.
it's a little bit much.
Yeah.
It's
I can't listen to children talking about their boners. It's too much for me. I'm like, no, there's a line. Even with animation, I can't do it.
Maya Rudolph is just,
I love her. I really do.
she's gifted.
So,
And ever since they said that the hormone monster just looks like Yandy, I've just been, struck. She really does.
that hormone monster scared the shit out of me.
I mean,
I tried with it. It is funny, but it's just too crass, I think, for
It
me
is.
personally.
it is.
So.
There was one episode that I was just like, okay, I think I might have to stop, but then I didn't.
But maybe Drea needs to watch it. Like, hey girl, you know
this
going
won't
through
help
some
her.
changes.
She'll
Okay.
probably just watch it with him and then fuck him up some more. But, I mean, I don't doubt that she loves her kid and wants her kid to be great and stuff like that, but maybe just not enough to stop what she's doing or like sacrifice certain annoyances. I don't know.
Be a bad parent in private.
Remember when she went to the premiere of that movie Bad Moms and then put the filter that says
Yeah.
Bad Moms and posted it? Like, girl, why would you do that?
You have no self-awareness. Remember the Ask Drea hashtag?
Yes.
You really have zero self-awareness. Like, you have no idea of how you perceived out here, which is crazy because niggas had just started to leave Drea alone.
Yeah.
She stopped doing Basketball Wives, which was for the best.
Yes.
Wasn't nobody's wife anyway.
I haven't heard much about that fag clothing line.
Well, apparently, I just saw some pictures last week of her wearing like new fag merch. So
Cool.
apparently she's ready to shoot herself in the foot with that also.
Great.
Because using fine ass girls as, oh God, using FAG, like the acronym FAG, and then being like, but it stands for fine ass girls.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, it still says fag, you stupid. What if I just made up some ridiculous acronym that spells out Drea is an idiot nigger bitch? Are you going to be like, oh,
Right.
well, it's fine because it stands for like doing real?
It's
No,
like if a white
bitch.
person had a company that had an acronym that was nigga.
That just spelled out niggas or something. It's like it doesn't matter what it stands
I
for
don't.
because you see what you're doing here.
Exactly.
But you was getting your little money up with your cheap AliExpress swimwear and all that bullshit, and all that is great. I love to see a hoe entrepreneur or whatever the fuck
Sure.
else. Like, get your money and all that. But why broadcast your shitty parenting failures for the whole world to see? For everybody to be like, God damn, do we need to a GoFundMe for Nico or something?
Like, honestly, I saw someone say, but can Nico just upload it online? Let's all sign it. We'll sign it. Like, my God, I fell out. Like, the fact that it just comes to that, where we are offering to sign your son's homework.
I will sign it.
My
Drea,
God, Drea.
God damn.
Just stop talking about being a mom.
He deserves his participation points or whatever
like
the fuck it is.
Whatever it is.
God. Shout out to my parents for giving a fuck about me, man. Y'all, I didn't realize the bar was that low, but
parents,
fuck.
guardians, whoever is out there, if you actually are investing in like making a better life for your kids.
Even the kids in my life, my nephew and Noah and everybody, all my cousins' babies and all this. Of course, they have their moments where you're like, wow, so you don't want to go sit down somewhere and shut the fuck up? Really? So you're not going to do that? Huh, that's crazy. But if it has something to do with like your
schoolwork,
or even just, hey, I am learning a new skill and you are a trusted adult in my life and I should be able to come to you with these things. Like,
right.
It's just something you swallow and take as a parent. And I don't think Drea understands that really. I don't think she gets
not all
it.
The way through.
Yeah, she doesn't really understand. Like, you really have to make real sacrifices for your children sometimes, girl.
And signing a piece of paper is
not even one of them, but like sitting through something that is annoying is.
Yes.
That is a real sacrifice because you have to do that probably every day.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking of all the annoying shit your son could have came to you about. Jordans, Xbox,
right,
girls, whatever shit. And he's just like, I need this for school so that I can pass a class.
Every parent I know in real life hit me up like, low key kids are annoying as fuck and I don't be liking to hear that bullshit either, but I sign it because that's my baby. Right.
I'll never forget this one time. Well, I don't even need to go into all of that. But yes, parents will do extraordinary things.
Active, involved parents.
And will just bite the bullet for
the good of their children.
Like, that's just...
for their fucking grades. This bitch said fuck his grade. Like, damn, his grade though.
And then talking about... Should I write that? Should I write what I really want to say? Because we can take it there.
Bitch, yes. Contact the teacher.
No, we did it. We left it there. That's why I lost the points.
I know the teacher saw that Instagram like, this dummy bitch could have just called me.
But she should have DM'd her, like, she should have, like, screenshotted it and, like, circled all the fucked up shit and, like, actually edited it, like, and sent it to her in a DM.
Or, you know.
I corrected your caption.
Since you can only communicate on Instagram and you have a problem contacting your son's teacher in real life, I'm just going to go ahead and DM you and maybe we could talk about your concerns via this app. Since this is your life.
That's another thing. Like, you're talking about this real living teacher on your Instagram for however many followers she has. Like, she can't see it, like your son can't see it, like all the kids at the damn school and the rest of the staff can't see it. Like,
everybody
what?
Like
they don't know who your son is. Oh my God, Drea. Fuck.
Oh girl, you got to do better and get the fuck off the internet.
I have been holding that in all week.
In that order.
This happened like the day after we taped last week.
It did, and it was still, I cried laughing.
I was just like,
when I read the whole thing, and then when I saw that she was like, I would love your feedback. Let me know. It's like, bitch, wait, that's really what you want?
So you know that you can't say whatever bullshit. Oh, y'all hating or nobody asked y'all. You literally asked me.
You did. You asked all of us.
Every one of us.
So this is it. This is what we think.
One of my favorite of the memes was
fuck no!
Treya's son, Mom, can you please help me with this homework? I'm a fail.
That one, I pissed. It was so funny. No! Fuck! Girl. Woo!
That took me.
Shout out to Drea for that moment of brightness this week.
Nico's gonna be one of these motherfuckers out in like Silicon Valley or something with a whole
God
story.
willing. Who was like, despite my mother's best efforts, I am here. And I've thrived.
He's gonna invent something.
God bless him.
I mean, Jesus.
God bless that baby. He needs it.
Internet offered to sign the paper.
See, this is why we have to keep net neutrality, because the rest of us have to parent Drea's
I cannot
baby.
believe we never talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess we should.
If they repeal that shit, I'm calling Illuminati.
No, I'm going to be so pissed.
I'm absolutely calling
Well, you know
Illuminati.
who appointed the FCC chairman, right?
Absolutely.
So you can't be surprised that a Trump appointee was like, I would love to do things in the best interest of businesses instead of consumers. But let's talk about that later. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Hey guys, this week's podcast is being brought to you by Talkspace. Talkspace is the online therapy company that lets you message a licensed therapist from anywhere at any time. No commutes, no leaving the office, and no judgments, which is probably the best part of it all. Can't imagine fitting another appointment into your life? Well, then Talkspace therapy is as easy as sending your therapist a message. Talkspace therapists are fully licensed and go through a rigorous screening process in addition to thousands of hours of supervised professional training, so you don't have to worry about talking to some random freak who just went to some school online for 2 days and don't know what they're talking about. To match you with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com/READ and use the code READ to get $30 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's code READ at Talkspace.com/READ. Talkspace, it's therapy for how we live today. Now, let's get back to the show. Okay, so we're back and we're finally ready for listener letters.
All right. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. So I'm going to read this one first because I just found it delightful. Her name is, well, the title of this is Old School Mamas Need Love Too. It's not what you think it is. But she said, first of all, yes, you have 50-something-year-old people listening to you. It is important for me to know what your generation is thinking. I've spoken to a lot of my friends, and we all seem to suffer the same problem. Our offspring refuse to grow up and be responsible.
Damn.
The subject actually also says greedy 30-something, so I feel like she's kind of coming for my neck in particular, but it's fine.
Okay.
Once our children leave the home, we are mean if we don't help them pay the rent, pay car notes, let them move in and out at their will, etc. We are made to feel guilty for going on trips without them or purchasing new cars. What is very shocking is that many of our 30-something-year-old children hold our grandchildren hostage and won't phone us for months or years just because we won't subsidize our kids. We all had rules in the home, gave gifts appropriately, and celebrated all accomplishments, yet we are so-called bad parents when we stop cutting checks. My husband and I told all the kids, 5 as a blended family, that we are not cutting them any more checks. We have been called selfish and mean and have had 2 grandchildren pulled away from us as punishment. We are grown and we could sue for grandparents' rights, but we don't want the headache. We have gay and straight kids, just so we get the picture. This is not just the straights or the gays. Everybody's annoying. What are we missing as parents? What are we not hearing from them? I would love for your feedback so I can share it at the next Spades game. Love you both, and thank you for telling your generation no and stop. Signed, somebody's mama. I love it.
That's a great one.
I love it.
That's pretty dope.
First of all, shout out to you for listening.
Yeah.
So your kids are shitheads, sounds like.
It doesn't sound like they're being very fair.
Right. It sounds like they're being assholes, but if they're 30-something and still counting on regular checks from mommy and daddy, I think, at some point you have to be expected to live your life also.
Sounds like Michael Zbornak, Dorothy's son.
Oh. Yes, it does. And Dorothy would make all them excuses for him. He's an
all
artist.
the time.
He's an artist.
And the day that she didn't let that nigga get like $20, he was pissed. Now I'm going to go stay with my raggedy ass daddy.
And then he brought a black woman in your house.
Right. And she left his ass because he wouldn't go to work.
Right. Because Michael was never like, I should get a fucking job and pay these bills some damn time.
And it was his grandma who was making excuses for him too. After
True.
Dorothy was like, I'm not going to pay this nigga.
See?
Nothing no more.
And then it's
doing his laundry. Girl.
They have to grow up at some point. Now, times are hard out here for everybody, but that includes our parents. And we can't reasonably expect our parents to finance us and our children this late in life. Like, no, you can't just move in and out of my house whenever you feel like it. Like, you fell on hard times and you need a place to stay, for a while until you get back on your feet. Fine. But like, be here till you get on your feet and then leave my house again. Like, go on somewhere. Y'all are grown.
When, birds push their kids out of the nest. And if
And be
they're
like,
Drea, they
"Fly,
don't
nigga."
leave a signed paper with them. They just push them out.
No, if they're Drea, they push them out when they're 2 days old. Like, look, nigga, it's getting crowded in here.
We're half a worm.
And you throw the worm afterwards, like,
Right.
catch.
We're going to hell. But anyways, yeah, I totally agree. And, I just can't imagine calling home to my parents, who I feel like could say the same thing about you in terms of like raising us and
Right.
what they've done and so far. I cannot imagine calling them now at 30 and being asking for $1. But even if I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, nah, we're not going to do it because of whatever reason. And I was to be like, y'all are selfish. My mama would fly. Both of my parents would get on the next thing smoking and come in here right now and chop me in the throat. Are you kidding?
Oh, you trying to be cute on your little podcast, huh?
Like, bitch, please.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. And withholding your grandchildren is fucked up because it hurts you and
Exactly.
it hurts the kids.
And they know that.
I used to love going to Meemaw's house. What?
Right.
Me and my cousin used to play perm.
Play perm.
This is the blackest shit. My grandma was half native, and so she had this
Right.
very long hair,
Mhm.
and she wanted to just sit down and watch Young and the Restless.
Right.
But she had her grandkids around, and kids are annoying.
Right.
So to keep me and my cousin Sparkle quiet, she would part her hair in the middle
Mhm.
and give Sparkle a comb and me a comb. And we would pretend we was parting her hair, cutting it, curling, anything. We were
That
just
is hilarious. So that she could sit still. She was like, just
so
play
that-
with my hair.
She was like, you can do whatever you want to it.
Just-
Like, don't actually cut it, but you can do what you want, but shut up. Because Days of Our Lives is And those are some of my most cherished memories of me and my cousin sitting there while my grandma was like, please just shut the fuck up so I can watch this TV show. You know, shit like that. You're denying your kids.
They sound spoiled, no offense.
They do. They sound
Like
like
real
they've
spoiled.
been accommodated for far too long. And now they're going to have to start making some real changes in life in order to live the way that they want to live. You can't depend on mama and daddy kicking you a few $100s every month well into adulthood. And times are hard for everybody. So it's
Right.
not like I'm not sympathetic to that.
Right.
Like your kids probably genuinely do need the money or could have really
I mean, I would hope
legit
so.
uses for it.
Yeah.
But you can't be expected to continuously support them like nonstop. You and your husband
Not at this
deserve
age.
y'all in your 50s and yeah, you want to go on trips and buy a car. My auntie bought a Bentley. Like, bitch, I just deserve a Bentley.
Like, that's what you do when your kids are grown. Like, you've made it that far in life and raised niggas that are now
Right.
grown, raising niggas.
Right.
Like, that is when you do go on trips and buy cars and get lit. Because you,
Exactly.
Drea, you put in the work and you earned
Yes.
it. Now you get to party as hard as you
Right.
can. Like, they should, I agree with you that times are hard for everybody and maybe they really do need the money, but if you are not going to give them the money, their response to you should not be you
Oh,
are
well, fuck
selfish.
y'all,
Fuck
right.
y'all, you can't see your grandkids.
That's fucked
That
up.
is just ridiculous. And
Right.
it sounds to me like they need to get read.
So at the next Spades game, you can play this part if you want to and be like, Kiffy and Crystal said, y'all ain't acting right and it stank how you doing us. And we want to see our grandbabies and keeping them kids from us ain't right. It's
like,
not.
exactly. At the very least, I'll be selfish. That's fine. Because I'm keeping this money to myself.
Right.
But you need to let me see my grandbabies.
Right.
Like, that's doing the most.
Right. It is. It definitely is. So I don't know, girl. Good luck to you. Thank you for listening. I'm
Yes,
a little
thank you so
surprised
much.
that someone who could like be my mama listens to this show. It makes me wonder, like, if my mama did hear this, how she would react.
I know how mine
We
would.
don't want to do that.
No, thanks.
I don't want to do
you
that.
turn it off.
Yeah, no, that's not good. So, but yeah, good luck to you with your kids. Let's move on to the next question. This one comes from
Pass.
So here's an email that when I first read it, I had to email her back for further clarification.
Okay.
So this comes from, let's see if she gave us a fake name. It's called her name's Girl What the Fuck. And she said,
Froze right off the tongue.
in 2 days, I'm going on an 8-day vacation with my ex-best friend who got me pregnant a few months ago.
All right, let's pull over. All right. So
Yeah.
an 8-day trip.
With her
Ex-best friend who got her pregnant.
Yes. A few months ago. She's no longer pregnant. She said, I just graduated college in May, moved into my own place and got a good job. This young man and I were best friends in college and now live near each other. And so we saw each other every weekend, which of course usually involved brown liquor and good sex.
Cool.
Of course it does. I fancied him for a spell in college. Ooh, I should have done my British accent. But, no, I shouldn't have.
Yeah, you should not have.
But post-grad, I was just focused on myself and my money, so we never got serious. A month and a half into our rendezvous, I experienced stroke-like symptoms on the train going to work. I got off and went to the ER where I found out that the shit was due to high pregnancy hormones. I told my friend I was getting an abortion and the kid was his. He was monotone and emotionless. He apologized. He couldn't be at the appointment with me because of work, but he sent well wishes. After another week passed, the surgery was complete and the following month was pure hell for me, and my friend totally abandoned me. No visits, no calls, no texts, no nothing. Niggas.
Right.
When I would ask for confirmation that he even still cared about me and my well-being, he brushed me off and dismissed my feelings. His lack of support, my raging hormones clashing with severe anxiety, and bouts of manic depression fueled a tirade against him that has left our friendship in shambles. He tried to come
where
back.
The fuck y'all going?
This is part of what I emailed her back for.
Okay.
She said, after Christmas, we're going on a vacation with other friends, a plan we've had for 2 years. Our friends don't know anything about this. They don't even know we've ever had sex. And no, I can't get my money back or cancel the trip. On top of everything, I'm in such a great place in my life. I don't want to ruin it. I haven't spoken to this man in 2 months. Seeing him may ruin my emotional fortitude. So what should I say before the trip? If anything, please help. So I emailed her back and said, hey girl, what the fuck?
That works for so many reasons. Because it's like, that's what you call yourself. And also, that's the question.
Yeah, it is. Just wondering why it is that you can't cancel this trip. Like, I don't understand why you can't do that.
That's what I would want to know.
And she said, thanks for asking. The reason behind the trip is kind of deep. My friends and I did a protest at our college for equity and justice that got us sued by our school and almost kicked out by a racist administration. We grew very close as friends and as a family, and this trip is kind of like our we made it reward. Jesus. Plus, I'm celebrating several personal wins in this trip. It symbolizes an overcoming of strife. I don't want to take an L on the money because I live in a very expensive city and have learned to value my dollar. This trip cost me $900 plus. And while that may not seem like much to established folks, I was just eating noodles and water for dinner 7 months ago. First of all, girl, I understand.
900 American.
It's a lot of fucking dollars. Bitch, that's a lot of dollars.
Of the dollars.
Okay. Established or no, bitch.
I don't care
that's
who
money.
you are, bitch.
And who don't know being broke? I understand, girl.
Hello?
So yeah, she mentioned that she sacrificed for this to pay for it, obviously, and got her passport, took the time off work. And also, they're staying at a beautiful private villa, and I'm not trying to let that opportunity fly by, but I don't want to go to Jamaican jail because my emotions come back and I beat his head in with a Henny bottle. Jeez. So I understand, cause bitch, someone who just came from a beautiful private villa in the islands.
They're going in 2 days?
Well, so that's what in 2 weeks.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I said 2 days, but it's in 2 weeks. I am going on an 8-day vacation.
That's
so
a nice little
it's
vacation,
very right. The 8 days is a great amount of time.
A private villa in Jamaica?
And she sends another update saying that she may have to drive with him 2 hours so they can meet up with everybody for the flight.
Well, that 2 hours could be the conversation that you need.
I really think when she sent that, I thought, okay, girl. So I don't think you should miss out on your vacation.
No, it sounds like you
Certainly
need to go.
don't. And if you don't want the whole friend group to know your business, you're going to have to squash the uncomfortableness with this nigga beforehand.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully I would not recommend you wait until y'all are driving to the airport to be like, so, hey, about the abortion I had.
Yeah.
But something.
He might run off the road when you smack him in his face.
You're going to have to say something at this point that's like, either me and you get on a better place because I'm not about to ruin my vacation, or I'm going to have to tell somebody so that my friends understand why I don't want you to be here. Like, it's one or the other, and you can decide. He needs to be mature enough to say, okay, let's talk about what happened. Maybe he felt a way about the abortion and didn't want you to have it. Maybe he felt like, I don't know. Niggas, it could be a million fucking things.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true.
But y'all have to be able to talk about it because you don't want to go to Jamaican jail because this nigga fucked up your mood and your vibe. I don't know nothing about Jamaican jail, but it just sounds garbage. So, what do you think? What would you tell her to do?
I totally agree. I was going to say that to find some time within the 2 weeks to have a deep conversation, because it doesn't sound like you've actually confronted him about this or had like a real conversation with him.
They had some sort of interaction, but this was, when she was angry and he had been ignoring her and not checking up on her and all that, which I have a friend who had an abortion and her baby daddy or would have been baby daddy reacted in a similar manner where he didn't show up for the procedure and she drove herself home afterwards, which is like the worst thing and you should never do. But he basically just ignored her and let her go through all that recovery by herself, and it was devastating to her. So
right. I can imagine.
I understand, right? Like, that nigga should have been more present, you know, and this is an issue of maturity, and everybody needing to say, look, this is how I feel about this, and we have to talk about this and get it out.
Exactly. And so I would do that in like a real authentic, honest way with depth before the trip, because I mean, I didn't know if he was talking about some lavish shit like you just said, or if he was talking about, well, girl, we about to go to Atlantic City. Like, I don't know.
Oh, no,
like, I didn't know how much you spent on the trip, or if it was something that you could just take the L on. No, I'm not. I don't care if I wanted to. Bitch, what? A private villa for 8 days?
No, I'm
in
going.
Jamaica?
I'm going.
And after all the shit I've been through, my wins, the school suing us,
Right.
like, I'm going on this trip. Because originally it sounded like a Real Housewives episode, like y'all going on this trip and we're gonna use this trip to come closer together as friends, knowing full well you're all going there to punch each other in the eye.
Right. No. Yeah.
Talk to him.
My first inclination was, girl, stay home. But bitch, 8 days in Jamaica? No.
Unless you live somewhere where it's cold right now.
He need to stay home.
Yeah. If anybody should be staying home,
It's him.
it should be that nigga.
Right, you deserve. But really, it sounds like both of you probably deserve to be there. So it's time to have some hard conversations. Hit him up like, look, we need to get this resolved before Jamaica, because I don't want my vacation ruined, and I'm sure you don't either. And he has to be receptive to that. And if he isn't, then you need to call in some reinforcements. I know you don't want everybody else to know, but at least one person needs to know to keep an eye out, at least for like you and some empty Henny bottles.
If it's a large enough villa, that nigga can stay on one side and you stay on the other.
Yeah, and that should probably happen anyway.
Yeah, that should probably
But
happen
y'all
anyway.
should be on good terms, or at least neutral terms. Not like, if I see him, I'm gonna gouge his eyes out. Like,
Right.
not that.
There needs to at least be like an understanding that is established prior to the trip. I feel like you definitely are owed and really, really want an apology. So hopefully that whole thing happens. So even if you don't have fun together and all of that, you can at least have a good time without wanting to chuck a bottle at his head and then owe him $6.4 million.
And then owe the Jamaican government whatever you owe them to get out of their penal system.
Right.
Which I don't.
It's just not worth
sounds
it.
bad,
It's
right?
just, don't do it.
So, yeah, girl, hit him up and try to settle everything before Christmas, or at least before you guys go on the trip. Good luck to you, though.
Also, before you go for anger, go
Miss.
for the guilt trip. Works every time.
Just go for so I was really just laid up in bed, miserable and in pain and dealing with so many emotions and all type of shit, and you just ghosted on me.
And this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
This is how it made me feel.
Yeah, be vulnerable about it and just, you can handle that, I guess, but.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So our last question, I'm just going to pick a couple because this person put like 6 questions at the end of the email.
Okay.
That comes from Nicole, who has just started watching Game of Thrones with season 7, like me, hootie hoo. All my people who just got into Game of Thrones. And Nicole says, I got hooked after the ending of the first episode. I just watched the season 7 finale last week. And this is me, Crystal, talking. Since there's no Game of Thrones for all of 2018, now is a great time for those of you who haven't seen it to go ahead and catch up.
Bitch, there isn't gonna be a Game of Thrones.
Not one Game of Thrones, nigga, for the whole year.
What the nutsack? What the fuck are we supposed to...
But Atlanta's coming back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, you
I think
know,
that they just wrapped.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Yeah. So,
I'm so excited.
to finish up the
It
question.
didn't even feel like a long break. When they said that Atlanta wasn't coming back this year because Donald had to do Star Wars.
All his movies, right.
I was like, what am I supposed to do with my life?
But now it's coming right back.
Okay.
And Grownish is starting in January. But anyway,
Lots of good stuff.
wanted to ask you guys, what moment shocked you the most other than the red wedding? Which character do you hate the most? And who do you want to see die next season? Thanks, Nicole.
Besides the red wedding, oh my God, there were so many fucking shocking moments. I'm going to say one, although I'm sure it's not the second most shocking or most whatever, because I'm sure I'm forgetting about something that was super shocking. I'll just say, okay, when the very first episode, when they pushed Bran out of the window, I was shocked about that.
That fucked me up.
Oh, when they slit Homeboy's throat. That was the most shocking point. In season 1 when they killed the daddy, Ned, that was the most
When they
shocking.
chopped his head off, you mean?
Yes, when they chopped off his head. I don't know why this said slit his throat. When they cut his head off, that part...
By that point, I saw it coming. I said, these white people are savages. They're gonna do it.
That was the first season, and so I was not... I mean, when I watched, I think that they were, like, almost done with season 2 by that time, so I was late. But I did not know how savage the show is.
Right.
So I really didn't expect for them to just, like, murk the main character that was just always around or whatever
Right.
like that.
That fucked me up.
Just like it was nothing right at the very beginning. So that definitely shocked me probably more than the Red Wedding even did. By that time, I knew that they were ruthless, but that did still gag me just because of how, like, it was just never ending.
Yeah.
Like, the Red Wedding was something else.
I knew the Red Wedding was coming, so I averted my eyes because everybody was like, bitch, the wedding, womp, womp. So when Ned's wife, I forgot her name that fast, but when she looked around and saw them doors closing all of a sudden and everybody was kind of clearing out and she realized what was up, I said, oh, here the fuck we go.
Yeah.
But the moment that fucked me up was when Oberyn died.
Oh.
When Oberyn was fighting the mountain and he almost had that nigga.
Was crazy.
That fucked me up.
That popped into my mind too.
Oh, that was so bad. That one. Yeah. So which character do you hate the most? And who do you want to see die next season?
Also to add into the shocking was, although this also wasn't super shocking because I knew it was going to happen before they showed it, but the White Walker Dragon. Or White Dragon. Or
when that nigga came through and blew all that ice and was like, fuck your wall. I said, whoop.
Like, as soon as it, like, got shot out of the sky or whatever, I was like, oh, God, they're coming to get that. They're coming to get that.
Oh, God. Oh, also, when Ed Sheeran was cooking that rabbit and gave some to Arya and there wasn't no salt on that bitch.
I mean, of course.
It was just regular flesh.
I mean, like, y'all don't know, you can find no oregano or, like, there
ain't no rock salt out here.
No peppers or nothing.
Even on Zelda, you can cook with rock salt and your food is better.
I mean,
it gives you more health and lasts longer.
Who do we hate the most and who we want to die?
I definitely hate Cersei the most.
Both of those are one answer.
Yeah, the answer is Cersei.
Can go. I have like a respect for her as someone who has a certain level of darkness in his heart.
You're not evil. She's evil.
Right.
And she passed that along to her fucking terrible son. Oh, when that little nigga died, that was a good one.
That was
that felt good.
I was waiting for that for such a long time, and I wasn't even satisfied.
So
I wanted
Cersei.
him to die brutally.
When Lady Olenna said, I want her to know it was me.
Tyler Dore's face.
Man,
that was so sickening.
It was so good. So yeah, Cersei's definitely my answer for both of those. That bitch has got to fucking go.
And the Night King, because fuck him.
Well, I don't even really hate the Night King. You just doing what you was born to do. That bitch Cersei is awful. She's fucking terrible. She's in goddamn words.
She literally sucks. And they tried to fuck with my emotions when she had they chopped off her hair and had her walking through the kingdom and shit, and they was throwing cabbages and shit on her. Yeah, the slut walk.
Shame!
When they had that, I was almost like, oh my goodness, what is my heart doing? It's feeling things for a person. But she's not. She's
I almost felt for Cersei, right? Because niggas was throwing eggs and shit at her.
Her feet was all bloody.
Right, all kind of shit. But
as soon as she got back inside, she was the worst thing.
She got right back to being like, fuck y'all.
It didn't even change her and be like, man, people hate me this much. Why? Wow. Like, I must be awful. It was just like, as soon as I get back in there, I'm killing all these bitches. And she blew motherfuckers up.
Game of Thrones is so crazy because if white people just stopped being selfish, wouldn't be no show. But everybody's selfish and greedy as fuck. You have to have all 7 kingdoms. You can't just have your kingdom. Mm-hmm. You have to rule all of Portlandia or whatever it's called. You can't just have your part of it to yourself.
Portlandia.
Whatever it is. You can't leave them niggas in Dorne alone. You can't leave them niggas in the north alone. Like, you constantly have to insert yourself into somebody else's business, and that's why the show exists. So I can't wait for Arya. I hope Arya's the one who gets to slit that bitch's throat. I really do.
I'm clearly gonna have to run through the whole ass series again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again just because.
Just so because I know by the time it comes back, I'm gonna be like, I don't know who any of these people are.
Or at least rewatch the last season, which Season 7, Episode 1, still my favorite. Arya's that bitch, but...
Crazy.
Yeah, so send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We are going to take a break and be right back.
Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode of The Read. Whether you're looking for a new website to sell things or talk your piece or a mixture of both or whatever, just your slice of internet, Squarespace is the place to go if you want it done beautifully and easily. They've got loads of great templates created by the world's best designers. Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into something new and unique where you can showcase your work and customize everything from the look and feel to the settings and products. And it's all optimized for mobile use right out of the box, so you've got all your bases covered. With Squarespace Analytics, you can watch your business's online presence grow in real time, so you know where you at, what you need to do, what you need to tighten up on. And even with all of Squarespace's features, there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. If you've ever had to do that, you know it sucks. If you do have a question, you can hit Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer support which is always ready to help you. Head to squarespace.com today to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com. Offer code is READ. A dream is just a great idea that doesn't have a website yet. That was cute.
Profound.
Squarespace. I liked that.
I like it.
Make it a reality with Squarespace. Now let's move on.
Don't forget today's episode is also brought to you by Form. Form is the first and only end-to-end system designed to make hair care simple for us. It is inspired by your own hair care journey, and Form delivers uncompromising performance without sacrificing the health of your hair. A lot of you have noticed over the past few months, my hair has just been kind of flourishing a lot with the Form usage.
I was gonna say, it looks really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also a combination of like protective styling and leaving it the fuck alone and not combing it every day because who cares? But then also using really great products that are specifically picked out for me and help my hair to flourish. It all started with my Form consultation, where you go on the website and talk about your hair type and style and goals, whether you use weave, all these questions. They ask you so much stuff. And then you receive a Form regimen that is complete with selected products and styling techniques and care tips just for you. Form has really helped my hair flourish over the past few months to the point where I actually want to take care of it now, which is something I did not want to do before. So it has helped me out a lot. Form works with you every step of the way. You'll never find suspect chemicals in their products. Everything they make is thoroughly vetted to provide top performance. Form pledges to provide high quality experiences in everything they do. So let Form treat your hair with the respect and care it deserves. It has really been absolutely phenomenal for my hair. I will never ever stop using it. And as always, that spray leave-in conditioner might be the best damn thing anybody has ever invented. It is just perfect. Oh my God. Cause all the natural hair girls know. Sometimes, you need a leave-in, you need it to be light and not super weigh your hair down, but sometimes you need something a little bit more moisturizing, especially in the winter where the elements up north especially will just strip your hair of everything good. So let Form take care of you. Just for our listeners, go to formbeauty.com/read to get 10% off, free shipping on your first purchase, and a free Form mini when you spend over $50. That's very clutch when you're going through TSA. So again, formbeauty.com/read. Get personal with Form. Let them know I sent you, and let's finish the show.
All right, so we're back, and it is now time for the read.
It is. What is yours this week?
Okay, so I want to talk about Keaton Jones' mama.
Yes! That bitch!
And his daddy.
All them hoes.
So you may have heard a story of this young white boy from Tennessee named Keaton Jones. He had a video that went viral after his mother recorded him in a car talking about an incident of bullying that he was experiencing in the school. He's crying and asking why people take pleasure in picking on and hurting innocent people. His mother is telling him to talk about all of the things that they did to him, like pouring milk down his shirt or on his head. And
I didn't watch the video, so
I did watch it, and if I hadn't watched it, I would probably feel differently about this because I believe him. I believe that he really was experiencing, and the school even confirmed that there was an incident of bullying directed towards him or whatever. Okay. Unfortunately, I think the video itself was genuine. I think that once the video reached 20 million people, Keaton's mama decided to do just a little bit of math and figured, hey, if half these niggas give me 50 cents, we can have pork rinds forever or whatever. So, at some point, you know what? I didn't even hear about the GoFundMe until after the scandal or whatever. Yeah. So apparently his mom started the GoFundMe for what I don't know what it was framed with...
I didn't know she started. I thought like a family friend did, but regardless.
Whoever. Someone started a GoFundMe around this whole story and made like over $57,000 in donations. A lot of people, first of all, can relate and were affected by this boy's tears and him looking like genuinely beaten up over it. Even I had full intention of coming in here and reading everybody at Keaton School like, you can actually come and catch these hands. Like, I was like ready to go off. And while I still do believe that he was experiencing bullying for one reason or the next, his raggedy ass mama, and apparently his dad is like locked up and is like a white supremacist. A white supremacist with like pure breed tattooed all over him and shit. Like, what? Those
are always the worst whites. And pure breed, bitch, if you scratch back in that generation, more than 2 or 3.
Shh, don't tell the truth.
You're gonna find a mixed race great grandmammy in there somewhere, but it's fine. I
don't want to know that.
It's fine.
Oh fuck! I lost the page with the MMA fighter, but there was an MMA fighter. I think like his name was Joe Schilling or something like that. I don't know his name. He said that he reached out to who he thought was the mother, and offered to fly Keaton out to California, I think, and have him come to like one of his matches and hang out with him and do all of that. And he got a message back that was like, that's cool. Instead, could you just donate some money and direct people to the GoFundMe because we're trying to get paid? And even posted like screenshots of the message. And now I have to actually pull it up so I can say what it says.
Because when he posted it, I was like, damn, whites on white.
Like, I was shocked. I
am shocked.
I cannot. But he posted the screenshot of the messages and talked about the instant. Like, he posted a video talking about how he tried to do this and that. It was basically just like, they really just want money.
Right.
And what she said to him, I can't find it, but she said something along the lines of like, I thought whites were supposed to stick together.
Which was crazy.
Or some shit like that. Which I just can't even like, what? And the photo that is in the avatar seems to be like the same.
What?
He was like, he said, you dumb cunt. And still posted it. Like,
I love it.
But how can you even, after she said that shit, like, what?
Right.
And then, after reading the shit that I read about Keaton's dad, I'm like, duh, she would say some shit like this.
Right.
Like, look at what the fuck he's talking about. So, unfortunately, the whole story, which has a much deeper message than some money on fucking GoFundMe, was tainted by this whole bullshit. Because, forgot to mention, like, it started when people found photos of Keaton's mom and the kids on her Facebook waving around Confederate flags. Multiple photos of them with the Confederate flag. I think they went on Good Morning America, the mom and son. She's all crying and apologizing and saying it was supposed to be a joke for one of her friends and it was meant to be extreme and excuse, all this other shit.
Anybody who knows me knows I'm not racist.
We're in Tennessee. Confederate flags are everywhere. Like, we're in America.
So
racism
all of
is
you
everywhere.
Are racist?
Like, what are you talking? Like, that helps.
Trash.
You know, you can hate me if you want to, but just talk to your kids.
No.
Like,
We're
you
just
didn't have
gonna go
to
with
ask.
the hate.
Like, that was fine. Like,
okay, Drea.
Like,
since you left it open for the rest of us to make our own decision.
Damn, Drea. Fuck.
Oh, God. Keaton's mama is garbage, man.
So, I just want to say that it really, really makes me sad that, again, while I personally, maybe other people feel like the whole thing was set up. I personally believe that this kid was really experiencing bullying for one reason or the next in his school. And it disgusts me that his mother would then turn this into a way to come up and get some fucking cash and reportedly be telling
that
people
is gross.
like that is just, and then you want to get on TV and talk about what like oh, well, it's not about that. You can hate me if you want to. Just talk to your kids. How about you just give people their money back? Like, how about you,
do that.
GoFundMe apparently froze everything up, so I don't know how that even works, but how about you just go ahead and run everybody back their $57,000, and then we could talk about whatever it is that you're saying right now. It is unfortunate to me that this kid who is in an incident in school, possibly suffering at the hands of, like most kids, if you have not been, like, bullied every day or had somebody in school do something horrendous to you, you've definitely had somebody at school say some horrible fucked up shit about you for no motherfucking reason, so you know what the fuck that shit feels like, which is why that video took off the way that it fucking did.
With everybody. I saw so many, in fact, I saw nothing but black, because I guess I must like follow black people, but
it was like a lot of black athletes. Like, in fact, he hung out with some of them. Like, they offered to hang out with him, give him money, take him to games, and all of that. And so you were ready to reap the benefits for yourself and whoever else because of your child's suffering. Not because he's really good at catching a football, or he can solve a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds or some other fun shit. He's like crying and suffering, and you use that video as a way to come up yourself off of black dollars, mind you. Not solely, but a lot of the people, again, that I saw showing support and love were definitely black. And you have the nerve to be using this video and talk to your kids about bullying and this and the third. Are you talking to your kids about the bullying that you're portraying on Facebook? Right. Waving around these flags, talking about Black Lives Matter protesters, and saying that, oh, all you butthurt Americans, if your bones aren't broken and you're not in a bed dying or whatever, stop crying or whatever fuck shit like I saw on the fucking internet. Like, are you having those conversations? Because I find it really ironic that you're on here with your kid who's actually dealing with bullying and trying to make money off of it when you yourself could be called a bully. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? So to parents like her and to the school, everybody involved, like bullying. Okay, before I even get there, let's talk about Rosalie Avila, who was a 13-year-old girl who hung herself. I think this may have been last week.
Or maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
The saddest story. She's like 10 years old.
13. No, hold on. This is a 13-year-old girl. Yes. Rosalie Avila is 13 years old, California girl who was being bullied in middle school, hung herself, killed herself. Now her parents have to deal with that.
That is tragic.
Then we have Shanti Davis.
That's what I'm thinking
the
of.
10-year-old black girl who also hung and killed herself due to bullying. Apparently she got into a fight or something with some other girl, and some kids were taping it, which is crazy to me. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I ain't never got on YouTube or World Star or watched some fight videos or whatever, but I have seen I've seen high school kids and like middle school kids, some kids that look like 10, 11 years old fighting, and there's other kids taping it. So anyways, they taped this fight, put it up on Musical.ly, I think is that how you say that?
Oh yeah, the kids are on Musical.ly. I know somebody who has like a 10, 11-year-old, and that's their shit.
I only know Musical.ly by name. Like, I don't know how that.
Oh no, I don't use it. No.
Or whatever.
I didn't know you could post fight videos, honestly. I thought you could only post music.
That's what I thought too, but whatever. They posted a video of this girl, and apparently because of, dealing with the fight and seeing this video online and stuff like that, she took her own life. So now her fucking family has to bury this girl.
That is so
because
sad.
of bullying. To the point where now there's a term, bully side. Have you heard about this?
No.
I'm reading this on CNN.
Fuck?
Ashanti is the latest victim of bully side, which is bullying that leads to suicide. Niggas, these kids are taking their lives at a rate so alarming that they have come up with a name for it specifically. So to the moms, like,
Keaton's mama?
Like Keaton's mama, whatever the fuck your redneck ass name is. And you too, Drea, you may not be a racist, but you need to be paying better attention. Everybody. Like,
bullying her
from
own
the school to the home. We need to like be figuring out what the fuck. I broke the fuck down when I read this story about Rosalie, because she apparently wrote like a note, like 2 notes. One that said, sorry, mom and dad, and one that said, sorry, mom, that you're gonna find me like this or whatever. And I thought about all of the times that I dealt as a child and even as an adult with wanting to kill myself, being on the edge, and the only thing that really kept, like, the reason I'm still here today is because I didn't want my mama to have to find my body or someone to have to call my mama and tell them that I done killed myself because of some fuck shit. Like, so to read that, some other fucking kids, and the thing about it is kids are kids. Kids are awful. Kids bully sometimes because they're being bullied. Kids bully because they go back to the house and are dealing with bullshit there for all kinds of reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's up to the school and the parents to be involved and make sure that this type of shit is like under control. I can tell you for a fact, I had kids at school who were fucking with me, and I had a daddy that will walk down to the property.
Right.
And sit down and talk to staff, other parents. And when I tell you that I was left the black fuck alone for the rest of the school year and those after, you have to get involved. And when you do get involved, it is not putting your kid's crying face on fucking YouTube, Facebook to be like, whatever, this link for all of the hearts in America so that you can go and pay your bills and go on vacation and make a fucking Confederate flag jersey dress or whatever fucking racist dumbasses like you do. I'm disgusted by that shit and I don't want to hear nothing about it. I'm still, hoping the best for Keaton Jones as a kid himself. One of the craziest fucking things about this to me, and one of like the saddest, scariest things about it is that I know kids like that go to school and are dealing with being pushed around and bullied and fucked with and go home to racist ass parents like his, they're the ones who end up killing us. Because you go to the fucking school and you're being pushed around, made to feel like you're worthless, and you're absorbing hatred at school, you're absorbing hatred at home. It's like a sponge. You just go out into the world and wring it right on out.
Right.
My neck being the one speaking.
Okay, don't
you know
do
what I'm saying? Like, you're killing us. I'm just like, that's when you learn, when all you're being exposed to is hatred and bigotry and all this shit, and you're a kid.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck do you expect them to grow into? But then, when they shoot one of our motherfucking asses dead when we ain't did nothing but try and go and get some Skittles or whatever the fuck, that we ain't allowed to be upset with you. I don't get it. So, Keaton, I wish you nothing but the best, kid. Please don't let your parents, don't let them be an example for anything that you need to do or be in fucking life. I'm sorry that has to be said, but it just does. I wish you nothing but the best, young man. As far as your mama and daddy go, I wish them nothing but the absolute worst. Right. And I hope that the worst doesn't affect you. The end. Right. And that's it. I was going to read, whoever is making this new X-Men movie with what I saw about Storm, but I felt like this was deeper than that.
Oh, the picture of Storm with the umbrella?
We can get to that another time. What?
I don't know anything about it, but I just thought...
You know what? I'm just going to do it.
The bitch, the bitch in charge of, like, weather?
I know a lot of you were like, but, Storm, she's held umbrellas in the comic, and she respects Mother Nature, and sometimes when she's sad, I am not so damn dumb that I think that Storm is incapable of holding a fucking umbrella, or that she just stops him from raining every time that it does. What I'm saying is that, in my opinion, and many others, especially those with melanin, Storm's representation on film, on screen, the big screen, has been lackluster at best. She always light-skinned. Now apparently she's got a short ombre wig. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So what I'm saying, when I saw her with that umbrella, and no, the movie hasn't come out, but I'm not going anyway because the movies have been trashed besides the future portions of Days of Future Past, and Bryan Singer apparently is a creep and like a pedophile. Yeah. I just found this out. Like, I just retweeted some shit about it like maybe last week or so, and all of my mentions was like, yeah, this nigga's been like that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think people have been talking about Bryan Singer.
It is correct. Like, the nigga has been directing shit, producing shit since the 80s. He's 52.
That is...
And these allegations and stuff started in the 90s. And he's been able to just make a whole bunch of movies and shows, some including some that I actually like. Anyway, I would just like to see like her powers and stuff highlighted. I know that she can fucking hold an umbrella when it's raining. I would like her to see, like, if you're gonna put her in a place where something like rain or whatever is involved, I want to see her use her fucking powers. I want to see her be fly. She's a fucking goddess. Like, what is it gonna take? Anyway, it sounds like Fox and Disney are wrapping up this deal sometime soon anyway, so just go ahead and give Disney their things, and I hope that they will have Ryan Coogler get somebody, with a deep brown to actually come on here and do right by it. Stick her in the Black Panther movie, give Storm her own trilogy, something. Fuck. What's it gonna take? Damn it. Shit.
Amen. I guess, because I don't really know.
I mean, the girl who played Aaliyah on Lifetime is Storm. My God.
Oh, I don't even know who that is. I was just thinking the other day, thank God Zendaya didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I love her. Thank God she didn't do that. Well, in the vein of really shitty parents, my read this week is about Alex J. Harrison. He's 33 years old. He is a parent. He's a father. He lives in Louisiana. And I don't know where this trend of like videotaping your kids getting their asses beat.
What?
You know, parents will like tape themselves whooping their children, or somebody else will tape them whooping their kids.
Yeah.
And then they upload it to like Facebook and say, hey, everybody, look at how I beat my baby's ass.
Right.
However, this father took it like, I would say probably 30 steps too far when he's talking about how this girl who wants to be grown, she's in 9th grade. So she's 13, 12, 14, maybe
13,
something
14,
like that.
somewhere
13,
around there.
14,
Yeah.
maybe 15 years old. So this girl committed the horrible carnal sin of downloading Snapchat onto her phone. Seriously.
I knew you were going to say something.
You know, it's
basic.
something stupid as fuck, right? And so at the beginning of the tape, I'm not going to play it because it's really fucked up. But he's talking about how, oh, she want to be grown and Snapchat and all this shit. And she going to get her ass beat, this. It goes into the whooping, which I don't understand why we need to see this. Like, if you felt you needed to whoop her over Snapchat, which is stupid because kids that age are definitely on Snapchat, and maybe it was an issue of lying or sneaking around or whatever, but talk to your fucking kids. Like, just beating her ass over Snapchat because you assume she being fast on Snapchat or whatever is stupid. To tape yourself whooping her is stupid. But after that, he took her into the kitchen. I guess. I'm not entirely sure where this is, but he beat her with the belt. It's like a good 50 licks with the belt. And then sat her down at the little breakfast bar, pulled out his clippers, and shaved her head. Made her look into the camera.
He needs to be locked up.
Made her look into the camera the whole time. She's bawling and covering her face because somebody is taping her. Right. And I think he had help because, yeah, there's no way, unless he set it up somewhere, but the camera's moving. So I think, and you can hear somebody else's voice. I think there's another nigga in the room who is like taping this or whatever. I'm not sure if she's his biological daughter or if it's just like a girl in the house, maybe his girlfriend's child, because you never really know with these niggas.
Wish.
But I think this is his child. It really don't matter if it's just if it's his child or not.
It really doesn't.
Because my nigga, whooping her is one thing. Taping it is another thing. Both of those things are pretty gross given the crime that this girl committed.
I agree.
But the public humiliation of taking her in the bathroom, shaving her head, uploading that to Facebook and Snapchat, the very app you didn't want her to use. Why? Maybe because then she would have seen daddy was on Snapchat being a hoe.
Hello?
I don't know. Perhaps. We don't know the answer to that. But you took that baby in the kitchen, shaved her head, and then sent her to school the next day like that was something she was just supposed to be like, oh yeah, you guys, new fashion trend, you know, just bald-headed girls. Just, I downloaded Snapchat on my phone and my dad was really mad. So
what?
Thankfully, this is a case where the authorities have got involved.
Good.
I guess everybody looked at that on Facebook and was like, this actually isn't
a bit much.
Isn't cute.
This is way more than a bit.
He's been arrested on child cruelty charges, which is exactly what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
He insulted, this was what killed me. He made fun of her personal hygiene. Talking about, you know, you have a smell to you.
What?
And you don't know how to change your tampons. You can't be grown because you over here smelling.
Hey, precious mama?
All this stuff. I'm like, she's in fucking 9th grade, which means she probably just got her period within the past couple of years or so. And so to make her feel shame over having Snapchat, like the rest of her fucking friends probably have Snapchat, to shave her head, to make her feel like she's dirty or wrong or gross for having matured and having her cycle, it's just like, you niggas really don't deserve kids. You don't deserve children.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Exactly.
And I am someone who I have always been okay with whoopings under the right, you know.
Yeah.
But yo.
No, this is an absolute piece of shit. You absolutely have
shaved her head.
No business being around kids. I'm glad the authorities have gotten involved. Hopefully this will stop y'all from beating your children for no fucking reason, or at least taping it and putting it on the goddamn internet, because we're not proud of you. Somebody I went to high school with got in trouble for that same thing, beating their kids and uploading it to Facebook, and somebody was like, Tulsa police, this is wrong and gross.
Let's not do this.
Yeah. And that nigga got in trouble, and I think the kids, the CPS or something had to come through and be like, Like, what are you doing with these babies? Y'all don't deserve kids. Just because that is how you were treated as a child does not mean that is how you should turn around and treat other children. Let these kids grow the fuck up. And if you're not willing to do that, at least don't humiliate them on the goddamn internet, because we've seen what can happen to kids when they see videos of themselves being humiliated on the fucking internet. How must this child feel in ninth grade to go to school knowing that you are a fucking national news story because you're a shitty ass daddy
with your new shaved head?
Trash. My other read this week goes out to the FCC and this whole net neutrality thing. I am also kind of surprised we haven't talked about this until now, because when the show comes out, it will be the last day for y'all to get in touch with the FCC or try to do something about it. But I also don't really feel like this is really on the American people to prevent, because this is absolutely something the FCC chairman is going to do, I think, regardless of how we feel about it, unless there's just some crazy amount of like people, or maybe senators, or like maybe more important people than just everyday citizens being like, no, this is wrong. But if you don't know any of the details about it, this is part of the Trump administration's overall goal to make sure that nothing that President Obama did stands, or...
Because if Obama touched it, it's dirty.
Because if Obama touched it, then it's nigger rules.
Right.
And we don't like it anymore.
Get it out of here.
Those rules back in 2015 were supposed to keep the internet, open, and Verizon can't charge you X amount of dollars for going on Netflix, or can't slow down your internet because you're on Netflix or Hulu or what the fuck ever.
Things that you wouldn't even think someone should be able to do.
Things you wouldn't, right. But with a president in office who is appointing people who care more about businesses and making their friends rich, or making businesses as much money as possible, and really screwing over the regular person, all that shit will go away, and companies can say, hey, we are going to charge you $5 a month to use Twitter, $10 a month to use Facebook, $15 a month to use Snapchat. You'll have 4 gigabytes of data, and then after that, ain't no data, ain't no overage, ain't no whatever. Like, it's basically moving the ball totally into the court of these companies, these internet service providers. The people themselves will not benefit. And actually what it will do is take away the voice of the people who need to be heard the most. The internet is an equalizer, like the subway.
Right.
Everybody gets on that bitch. Everybody has their space on that bitch, and they can use it for whatever they want to do, pretty much. And so when you say to the poorer people, or more marginalized people, more disenfranchised people, hey, it's going to cost you $8 a month if you want to tweet all day. There's a lot of people who be like, bitch, I don't have $8 a month to use on Twitter. Like, I need that for Gmail or whatever the fuck else. Like, it just... So what I want to do right now is encourage everybody, when you listen to this show, to contact the FCC. There's a phone number where you can call the chairman, or you can text resist to 50409 and let them know that this is garbage and trash and we do not deserve. And it's just one more thing that the Trump administration is doing to make us as miserable as fucking possible.
I said, if this shit gets repealed, I'm calling Illuminati.
Because it's trash.
Like, it's just gotta be a new world order or whatever. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Dog, fuck these internet service providers. We deserve regular internet.
Like, what do you mean?
One monthly fee for your Wi-Fi or what the fuck ever, and you go on whatever site you want to. Ain't no throttling, all that bullshit. Like, just no, nigga. So... yeah, fuck Donald Trump, basically.
I can't even imagine how these things are happening, and people are still trying to fix their mouth to say, let's make America great. Like, what do you...
Let's
great
not.
Great doesn't mean what you think
Let's
it means.
not.
Great just means, like, let's make America straight men.
Yeah.
And the white bitches
straight,
that serve
cis,
them.
het white men, right.
Look.
And the bitches who
at
be
the
their baby
amount
incubators.
Of white people that voted for it. Like,
No. We don't deserve this administration.
Like, you just better off not voting. Like, just like, you know what? The niggers can have this one because I just can't.
Right.
But not even that. Like, that doesn't say anything to y'all. Like, that's like, to even you as someone who, like, you could, like, be racist as fucking, like, hate black people or hate justice or, like, right things. I don't know. But you... Right. Like, you really, like, so much so would rather a Republican be in office or hold that seat that you would go in and vote for someone who was known to be terrible.
Yeah.
Like
this is
not
known,
a secret.
documented,
it's
right.
not a rumor. Like, it's on paper that this person is a horrible, nasty bastard.
Right.
And you're still like, got my vote. I don't know it.
So yeah, that's my read this week. Check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at This Is The Read, our website, thisistheread.com. And we have very big news tonight. I'm going to step out and blow my nose and let Kid Fury give you guys the news.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what was going on.
You know what it is.
It's actually a special moment. So it sucks that this bitch just had to step the fuck out. We're coming up on 5 years of this weird, black, loud, angry, ashy ass program. Thank you so much for sticking here with us and allowing us to yell at white people, yell at people that hate Beyonce, yell at white people that hate Beyonce, and just other people that, God doesn't see it for. So, our 5th anniversary show is coming up. It will be taking place February 17th. That is Saturday, February 17th, right here in New York City at the Apollo Theater in Harlem at 8 p.m. That's right, Negras. We're going to be having our 5th anniversary show. I'm so drunk. At the Apollo Theater, Saturday, February 17th, 8 p.m. If you would like to come, and you should, because I think it's going to be fun. Tickets will be available on Ticketmaster.com on this Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. All you got to do is search The Read Live with Kid Fury and Crystal. I'm sure we will have a link for you if you're just over it. But if you don't want to rely on that, you can always just, be in the right place, right time. So again, that is Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, Ticketmaster.com, 5th year anniversary show at the Apollo. Go ahead and react since you just got there.
I'm here now so I can react to, oh shit, bitch, we about to be at the Apollo.
5 years of this nigger show.
I'm going to fucking die, nigga.
It's going to be easy.
The Apollo.
Yeah.
The Apollo is legendary, so yeah.
That's crazy. I watched the Apollo on TV.
Yeah, like all my life. I've been to shows there.
Thing.
I've seen legends perform on that stage, so.
That's weird. I really just thought about that.
Yeah, it's like, the Apollo is a thing. I'm
workly, when work shit like this is happening, like the business end of things, I just be like, okay, cool, put it in place, let's get it, thanks, great. I don't let myself sit in the moments.
Yeah.
Because I'm just too busy making sure everything
doesn't fall apart.
Right. Which is more important, I guess.
Right.
But
nigga, that's a big deal.
That's a big
thing for me.
Many of the large,
that I was on the stage,
legendary feat.
Yeah, it's true.
That's pretty crazy.
I don't think I have any other news this week. Do you, or do we have an acronym?
Our acronym this week will be WYKYSYM.
I don't know what this is, but it does remind me that I went to SZA the other day and her show was everything.
It was fantastic.
God damn, it was good.
I saw her in Brooklyn.
I saw her in the city at Irving Plaza. Ooh, Chance the Rapper came out. Very good to do Child's Play with her. Oh, it was so good.
Oh my God, yes. She was fantastic. She's like a walking.
God, I love her.
Living black fairy.
It was a really good show. I was living the whole hour.
Did you get merch? I got the sweat.
Yes, I got the long sleeve shirt at home right now. The hoodie they were out of and everything except small and double X. So I was womp.
Right.
But I do have the long sleeve shirt. So I don't. No, I was thinking, why you bother me when you know you don't want me? But that's not what this is.
Why? No, it's WYKYSYM. That's what it is.
Okay, all the words I'm thinking of start with C. Why you Kardashian? When you Kardashian
has a song called Kim K.
No, why would I know that?
The lyrics include, I wish I was a Kardashian so I could be black.